Shabbat shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom. All right, we're gonna rock and roll now, y'all. We're gonna rock and roll. Excuse me. Okay. Welcome, everyone. May the Most High be praised. All glory and honor, respect and reverence go into our King, our Master, the Creator of all things. You know, this is a time of a new beginning, family. The Creator giving us the opportunity to reverse and change a lot of the things that we've done in this life to make it different. He's given us an opportunity to go back and reverse the things that we've done that wasn't done correctly and according to his will. He's given us an opportunity to live more abundantly than we had been in the past and in our previous times. But will you take advantage of this? Because a lot of us don't. A lot of us don't take advantage of that time. A lot of us in our servitude to the Creator. But we're supposed to be moving forward. Every day is supposed to be a steady progress. Every day is a challenge, but you're supposed to move forward every day, being better and better, more disciplined, more honest, more earnest, living more and more in your integrity. You know, every day we're supposed to strive and be moving forward. You know, so if you've been serving the Creator 365 days, so that's a little over a year. If you've been serving the Creator every day and every day making strides and efforts toward perfection, what's going on? Because a lot of us been in this walk for 10, 15, and 20 years, but yet we're nowhere near perfection. Why? Is it that we have that many evil actions or that many negative deeds within our personality, within our character? Is it that bad that we are that far behind the record or in the game that it's taken us 15 and 20 years to get this right before the Almighty? Why is it taking us so long? What is it that we're not doing that we should be doing? Why is it that our direction of life is not focused more toward on correction and perfection than it is on our own pleasures? This doesn't make sense. How long does it take for an individual to get right before the Most High before they can be found acceptable in His sight? I'm not talking about being pleasing to man, because man is easy to fool. But the Most High, you ain't going to fool him. How long is it going to take us to get it right? What work do we need to do to straighten the path with him so that he'll be pleased with us as a people? Every day of your life, you should conquer a hurdle that's in your life that's keeping you away from drawing closer to the Most High. And Abba, I tell you, Abba, but I don't have the number to properly send you the link. I don't know what's going on, but every time I try to send it to your phone, it kicks it back to me. I do remember you changed your number at one time, so I might have to do it on my iPad because I think the updated number might be on my iPad, but I don't know. So if you don't mind, just give me a call later or something so we can figure this out, Albert, what's going on, so we can make sure we're on the same path. But as I was saying, family, every day we're struggling to get closer and closer to the Creator every day. How often, how long are we going to have to struggle before we are found acceptable in the sight of the Almighty? That one day within yourself that you know that the Most High is with you. Do we have too many expectations of the Creator? Or do we not have enough expectations? What's going on? I really don't understand it. But we are all held accountable for our own actions, our own deeds. Collectively, we're held accountable for the deeds of others, the nation. And we have to get this thing together and walk in uniformity toward this King, toward the Creator, as one people, or else we shall fall off and continue to pass away, continue to be conquered by a people who are not a people. And I'll put the link in the room for you, so whenever you're ready, it's right there underneath of you. So you can just hit it. Come on in. All right, family. We're going to get to our lesson today. And you all know that this part of our lesson is the part where we acknowledge and thank the Creator. We give Him a commandment. We say one of the commandments of the Almighty, and then give the explanation of what that commandment means to us in our understanding. So if it be the Most High's will, let's see the participation we get today. Hopefully we'll have a great participation, and we'll have some commandments that we not so commonly have. So let's see how deep the people have been studying, how learned the people are. May the Most High be pleased. May the Most High be praised. May the Most High be honored. Shabbat Shalom Lekim. All right, family. So who would like to be first to give their commandment? Iman, did you say something? I didn't hear you. Oh, Shabbat Shalom. What'd you say? Shabbat Shalom what?
Lock.
Oh, Shabbat Shalom Lock. Why would you say Shabbat Shalom
I
Lock?
said Shabbat Shalom Lakah first.
Oh, I didn't hear you. And then I asked you to repeat yourself. You said Shabbat Shalom Lock.
Lakah.
I thought I had on a skirt or something. I was going to say, I got on a skirt? No, I ain't got on no skirt. I mean, my ketonet may look a little long, but it ain't a skirt. And I know you be up in that Hebrew class learning your Hebrew, so I know you're sharp. All right. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone who's here in the room with us. We want to know if you're ready, if you have your commandment, you can recite your commandment so that we can get the ball rolling. Shabbat Shalom, Abba. And if you want to say your commandment personally, we send you the invite to the room. You can come on the platform and say your commandment. You can either be seen or you can be in the dark. It's your decision, your discretion. And if you don't want to do those things, you can just type your commandment on the side and we'll read it and post your explanation of that commandment, and we'll read it and go through it. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. Albert, did you get a new phone number?
Negative, same number.
Well, what? I don't know what's going on. I think my computer. I try to hit you from my computer, so I think my computer might have your old number still locked in it.
Okay,
that's what I think.
I'll double check.
No, it will be me. I would have to check. I would have to check my phone versus my computer. So I'll check all that later. So please forgive me for not sending you the thread through your telephone the normal way. I had to put it up on this platform. All right.
I have my law.
You got your law?
Okay.
All right. I'd love to hear your law.
Law is found in the book of Exodus, Shemot, chapter 23, verse 5. And it says, if thou see the ass of him that hateth thee lying under his burden, and wouldest forbear to help him, thou shalt surely help with him. So how I look at that is, basically, if I see someone, it says that hateth thee. So if I see someone that hates me, if their car, and I'm going to use our modern times because we don't really have asses and donkeys that we're walking around in or riding on. But if I see someone that hates me and their car has broken down on them on the side of the road, or if they got into a fender bender, and and basically that means, like, they are stuck, they need of help, and it says under his burden, so that means that they need help, they are in trouble. And then it also says bear to help, and wouldest forbear to help him, thou shalt surely help with him. So forbear, what I'm thinking is to not want to help them. The Most High is saying we are to surely help them, because even if that person hated us, we are commanded to love our brothers and sisters as ourselves. And when we see someone in need, we are to assist them, whether they hate us or not, or whether we, are strangers or not. So,
Say who?
yeah,
Okay, you sure?
yeah.
Okay.
If
So
you
here's
know,
the question. Here's the question.
hmm
Do you think that applies to all people that may hate you? So let's say you got a job and you go punch a clock, you go hit somebody's clock, right? And you're
hmm
working with regular civilians of all nationalities, and you get somebody that go to you every day to try to make your life difficult, make your life hard, and this person is of a different nationality, a different ethnic necessity, and they try to get you fired, and they do all kind of evil and wicked things. They leave a lynch on your desk, one of those lynching things that they use to hang black people. They leave it on your desk for you when you come out of off your lunch, you come back and that's sitting across your desk with a note that says, "Die, you little bee." And then you ride home, you know who did it. And then you ride home one day, like you said, and you see them on the side in a fender bender. Do you stop and give them a ride?
Well, of course, when I look at the law, I definitely believe the law is written for us, Israel, who knows themselves and who the Most High has chosen. But I also believe that, and I've had this conversation with somebody too. But I also believe that with the heart that we have and the people that the Most High has shown us to be a light, that it would be a portion that we would help them. Um, I can't say that that's the law, but I would say that I would be more leaning to help them, not because I want them to like me, but because I believe that it would be me doing the job that the Creator has, placed on me. That's my answer.
What I would like for you to do,
hmm
what I would like for you to do is I would like you to search the scriptures high and low,
hmm
wide and skinny. And I would like for you to find for me one place in the law where the Creator placed that job on you, as you said.
Well, no, I don't mean it's not in the Tanakh that he placed the job. I'm talking about
How did you say the Most High placed that job on you?
on my personal character,
All right,
not
let me
in the
let me
Tanakh.
speak. Let me speak
What's
for
that?
a minute.
It's not a law.
Let me speak for a minute, okay? This is why so many black people die at the hands of other people who hate them.
hmm
The Creator is not saying that law for all humanity, all mankind. That law is for you and your people, the people that reside with you, the people that serve the Creator with you. Y'all may have differences on how to serve the Creator, but y'all serve the Creator instead anyway.
hmm
Okay, glad I got your attention again. And you, my wife, and you supposed to know this. You got to remove. I'm glad you brought it out the way you did because there's so many people that I get to speak to through you now. So let me speak to them. Okay. So when I speak, don't just think that I'm talking just to you. I'm talking to you and anybody who thinks like you. And a lot of people think like you. A lot of people say, oh, you're supposed to be kind to people and strangers. Under your terms and under your conditions, you show generosity to people. Under your terms and your conditions in an environment that you can control. But you can't control that situation. This person just left a noose on your table at work saying, die, you be. Die. That means I will kill you. You be. They called you a pregnant dog. You understand what I'm saying to you? That's real hatred for a person that's unjustified why you have it. Especially by you being a spiritual person, nobody should ever feel that way about you. But there are people in this earth that actually feels that way about the innocent and about the righteous. Now, the righteous, this that Christian talk. I'm going to drive down the street and see my enemy that just told me to die and put a noose on my table and say, hey, you need a ride? I see your car smashed up. Let me give you a ride. That's the Christians say, let them punch you in the side. You punch you on the other side and let them punch you 7 times, 70 times on each cheek that you desire. Only a fool moves like that. But you, with the example that you gave, and I'm not coming down on my wife. My wife is a very intelligent woman. She's a soldier. She knows it. She's about it. But she just spoke in a manner that a lot of us feel and a lot of people think. Black people of color are compelled. They feel compelled to have other people, especially other people of other nationalities. We could be at work and get in an argument with a brother, look just like us, see him on the side of the road, fixing a flat and keep riding. But let it be somebody of another nationality, another ethnicity, and we feel compelled. We feel like, oh, I have to help that individual. Why? Subconsciously, we still see those people as our masters. Subconsciously. And that's why we do a lot of the things we do to them that we don't even do for ourselves as a people. Subconsciously, we feel like we got to give them some form of respect that we don't even give to our own people. Like you will have a European boss, or I can't even say European, Caucasian boss, Indian boss, African boss. You'll have a boss, maybe the African might not get as much slack as the rest of them, but you'll have a boss of another ethnicity, Chinese, Korean boss, and you will be the best worker or servant for that boss that you can possibly be. You'll give them the highest respect that you can possibly give. But you'll work for a Black-owned company with a Black boss, and you come to work late. Well, a lot of us come to work late anyway, no matter who our boss is, because we can't get it out of our system. But we mistreat our own. We don't give as much to our own as we give to everyone else. It's basically the point that I'm trying to make clear here. So when you go out of your way and you extend your hand, of course you know you want to help as many people. I would rather be a stranger, a complete stranger, than somebody who just told me they're going to kill me. Because if you just told me you're going to kill me, I'm not going to get you a ride in my car so you can sit in the back, and then as I'm driving down the street, you choke me and complete your promise. I'll be a fool to give you a ride in my car after you just told me, die. That's that Christian mentality that we have in our system coming up in this Western culture, this Western civilization. Only a fool thinks like that. And I don't mean that you're foolish, because I know you're not a fool. But we have to build up the love that we have for each other within our inward parts, and the love and respect and honor that we have for our own people. But we don't do that. We will give it over to someone other than us quicker than we'll give it to ourselves. And this too needs to change. But I thank you for that example. I really do. So we got to be careful, family. This law that the Most High gave, yes, a lot of it is for everyone else and how we are to treat others. But at the same time, it's for our preservation. We have to preserve our lives while we're alive. And we have to be careful how we extend compassion to others. As you do it on your own terms when you are most in control of the environment and the situation. You are at liberty to do what you choose you want to do. I pray that you all understand that. See, my wife spoke like that because she has a good heart. She wants to help everybody, as she should. She wants to help everybody, as she should, because she's a female and she has that emotional stability, that emotional heart, that emotional want to be involved and help people. That's how a woman is supposed to feel. But just because you feel that way don't mean you can do it. And we have to remember that. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. That was a very good way to start the day. All right. Sister Sakari, she says, Deuteronomy 4:35, unto thee it is shown that thou mightest know that the Most High, he is the Most High. There is none else beside him. The Most High is the only redeemer of our soul, of my soul. Very good, sis. Very good. The Most High is the only redeemer of my soul. So is there an explanation that, whoa, what? Maybe that was her explanation. What does Deuteronomy 4:35 says?
It says what that first sentence. It basically says, "Unto thee it was showed that thou mightest know that the Creator He is Elohim, Ha Elohim. There is none else beside Him." So her explanation was the Creator is the only Redeemer of her soul.
Very good. That's a powerful commandment. Ima Hared, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Ima. Sister Ornit, Chief Malak, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone that's in the room. May the Most High be with you all. Sister TT, number one in the room today. Sister TT was on point. She said, I'm getting in there. Shabbat Shalom, Sister TT. And whoever else might be listening that didn't introduce yourself or comment in the room, now is the time of our day when we give a commandment of the 613 commandments, possibly more. The 613 commandments that we have, we list one of those commandments and then we give an explanation of it, what it means to us. If you want, you can come on the screen. We'll send a link to you. You can hit the button, come on the screen. You can speak it verbally, or you can speak it, write it in the room, and we'll post it and we'll read it for you. But you give the commandment, then you give your explanation of the commandment. All right? May the Most High be praised. Anyone else?
Also, I just want to remind everybody to like, share, comment, press the notification button. I believe we have 1,200 people in the room and only 600 likes. So let's get up the likes. Toda.
All right. Toda Rabbah. Let's go, family. Come on, let's get that fire moving. Come on now. Y'all all sit down like y'all tired. I was tired too, but I got to go. So let's get it in. Let's go. Albert, you got a commandment for us?
Okay, I'll go ahead and rock mine real quick. Devarim, or Deuteronomy 13, and starting at 1. When there arises among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and he shall give you a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder shall come true, of which he has spoken to you, saying, let us go after other mighty ones, which you have not known, and serve them. Do not listen to the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams, for you, Yahuwah our power is trying you to know whether you love Yahuwah our power with all your heart and with all your being. Walk after Yahuwah and fear him, and guard his commandments and obey his voice and serve him and cling to him.
That's only a powerful commandment.
So, and that falls right in line with a lot of what you've been already saying earlier. And like I said, because there's so much in the world tonight, there's so many things that's trying to draw us away from our Creator and drawing us from the truth. And like, yeah, these people with lying wonders, and they'll call out. I was hearing something in passing, and this person, you know, they can call out people's addresses, and I heard something, and it bothered me because it just doesn't make sense. And they was calling out this person's address, and they told them that, you know, an angel is going to be waiting for you at your house, and people getting all excited and all this stuff going on. And I had asked someone, I said, my question is this. I said, so what happens when they get home? They said, well, I guess the angel's going to be waiting for them. I said, to do what? Angels just don't house sit. So if a malak is going there, why? Every time we see in scripture, there was always a purpose. It's either to be a herald, fight, or they're going to do something. They're not going to sit there and show up just so you can have a meet and greet at your house. So, and a lot of people, they get caught up in the emotion because, well, it has to be true because he gave me my exact address. That means nothing, because if the purpose is not there and there's no understanding as to why that angel is showing up at your house, that messenger is not. I mean, it doesn't make sense, and it just shows that we get caught up, and that a lot of times we can get caught up in just the emotion of a thing and not really understand the purpose thing. And so and it's sad, but it's it's just running rampant among our people. And so many people, when you try to give them the truth and you try to talk to them about things that are actually in the scripture, when you actually begin to talk about things that scripture actually outlines, yes, we keep the Shabbat, yes, we keep the feast, yes, we do the, oh, well, that's the old covenant. You start thinking, so what are you getting under this so-called new? So what are you getting? Nothing but a bunch of lies, a bunch of misinformation, that you're running after these things. And yeah, you feel emotionally charged, but after that, what? You just had a serotonin overload, and at the end of it, you're still empty. So you're really not getting anything from it. So I yield. It's just praying for our people.
I want you to elaborate a little bit, Albert, if you don't mind, on that commandment you read. That was a powerful commandment. And you did elaborate. I ain't gonna act like you didn't elaborate. You have elaborated a whole lot. But what I would like for you to do, if possible, which I know it is, read the commandment again and break it down so the people in the back can hear what you're saying. Because I see some people in the back, man, I don't think they heard you too good.
Well, it said, when there arises among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and he shall give you a sign or a wonder, and the sign or wonder shall come true. You have a lot of people, and I've been in arenas where there was a sign giving to where there was this prophet that was saying that everybody that wanted a blessing from whatever power he was calling on to come true, that they were going to get gold teeth. And I actually saw people that stood up there on the stage. They received, not all, but they received some gold teeth. They weren't like they got a grill, but like in certain places in their mouth. And I mean, I could look in and I could see it. But again, at the end of the day, there's no fulfillment. I mean, there's nothing that lined up with scripture at all, because like I say, a sign and a wonder, and they're just like you was talking earlier. You got these magicians, you got these people that can get up there, the backdoor prophets that will get up there. There will be a sign and there will be a wonder. And these people actually, I saw the manifestation of gold teeth in their mouth. But at the end of the day, when they go home, they're still empty. There's still no fulfillment. They just got some gold teeth, and their problems or whatever situation that they actually needed taken care of, or any kind of relief, there was nothing. There was no scriptural promise that the Most High had given that was being fulfilled in their life. There was really no fulfillment. There was a sign and a wonder, and a lot of times people will take that and they'll go feeling a sense of fulfillment. Well, the Most High has honored me because He gave me this. I mean, it's not like you're gonna take the gold teeth out and go sell them and get some money. So it's like, there's still no fulfillment there. And it said that, and then he said they come speaking to you, saying, "Let us go after other mighty ones which you have not known, and serve them. Do not listen to the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams." And I've heard in an arena where there was some that was trying to say that Yahusha and Shaitan are brothers, and people just sitting there, they're just glued to the hanging on their words because of their name, and because they were a person of notoriety and well known, still very well known. And this person got up there and was saying this, and people were like, yeah, well, and nobody would question and say, well, you know what, let me can I look that, or can I get back to you on that, because I don't, even if you want to tactfully disagree, but they just eat the words up, and they'll sit up there and they'll run with it. They'll follow after what they say, and the words that come after them, that come out of their mouth next, they hold on to them as if it is scripture, as if it is law. And there's no law to back that up. There's no, it's just like our currency today. There's no gold and silver backing it up. It's fiat currency, and they speak these fiat words that have no backing. And they'll sit up there, they'll speak this, and people will hold fast to it, and they'll change their behavior. They'll come in and they'll do things that they see these people or the group that follows them do, whether it's a particular mode of worship that they have, particular motions and different things that they do during worship, and they'll adopt that into their congregation, into their places of worship. And they'll do these things, not questioning anything, not trying anything to see whether there's a scriptural backing for it, or that there's a scriptural precedent for it. And they'll sit up there and take these things, they'll add them onto their life, and they'll begin to take on these practices, and they're still empty afterwards. But again, all they get is just a serotonin overload. It feels good, and there's a dopamine just running through their system, and they feel great. And afterwards, but at the end, it's still emptiness. It's still dead men's bones. And they'll chase after these things. And it's just like how even you made the remark earlier, how there's so many of our people, and there's some that I know personally that are no longer in our walk, and they're chasing after what? They walk away from the Most High, and some even consider themselves to be historians, writers, and have written books about our way of life. And they do these things, and now you get slain. You get swayed because of, they don't even have to be like Solomon, have a bunch of wives, but the one that they have pulls them out of the walk. And next thing you know, you run into them in the street. And now, like I said, they're not wearing the garb. They're not walking culturally. But now they've changed their name to some either Kemetic name or some other name that no longer reflects our culture. And they're following after this way, but all you see them following is their own pursuits, their own life. It's like the Most High never said anything to them. They came, and especially when you see them, that they enjoyed Shabbat, they enjoyed the fellowship, they enjoyed the receiving the word, and will speak emphatically about the truth that the Most High has given. But now they've been swayed, and some people don't even have to see a wonder. They just go off of. I mean, it's sad. They don't even get a wonder to follow after. They just go because they're either tired or whatever excuse that they can give. And it's sad to see so many people making a negative exodus from this walk because they don't feel fulfilled in it, or they're not getting, apparently they're not sitting under teachers like this, where you're getting fed something that's going to be substantial, that when you leave away from a meal, that you know how they say on those meals that stick to your ribs. And so, but when you leave and it's like, man, I'm still hungry again. And they go right back and go back to that empty, whatever it is that gives them satisfaction. And so it's just like those that would chase after a thrill and just go after a temporary high. And then when it's all over, you still feel horrible. You still feel bad. Nothing has changed in your life. No, the situation is still there. The circumstance is still there. But you go back to this, and it's bad because it tends to look like like more of an addiction than a fulfillment. And the only thing that's being fulfilled is whatever situational need that they have, but they're not facing the reality that there's not been any change in their life. And like I said, they may see, like I saw the gold teeth, and you start thinking, okay, but there's still something shifty about this. Mm-hmm. And there are so many that they do act like Nebuchadnezzar. You'll see that they'll chase after this thing, and they're like, wow, this thing happened. And then you have these that a prophet will tell them something, and it won't come to pass, but they will still go right back to it. And it sounds, there was a scene in the movie Men in Black, and there was a phrase that it may sound harsh, but and I'm gonna yield with this, but the guy made a remark to his wife when she saw that there was something outside going on. He said, you act like a dog that's been hit too much and not enough. And that was a hard saying, but you start thinking, but what is it that promotes you to act in the way that you act, to carry yourself in the way that you carry yourself, especially when there's no true fulfillment? Again, because everything that we see that the Most High has given us in Scripture, there's a precedent and a backing for it. There's substance behind the promises. But when you see these lying wonders and you see that there's no precedent, or you see that the precedent is, again, as you brought up earlier, that the magicians that were before Pharaoh and that were before the king could do all of these things. They could bring some force. They could make things happen, coming with their backdoor methodologies. And you would actually see a manifestation of something, but it's still a lying wonder, but they follow after these things. So that just kind of, that's my explanation. I hope that's a satisfactory explanation. But
I do have a question.
Talk to me.
I need explanation on this. You said that this guy said that they're gonna have gold teeth, and they had gold teeth in their mouth. Are you saying that when they went up to his platform, they didn't have gold teeth? He said, "Let the gold teeth be," and they walked off the stage and had gold teeth.
Yep, yeah, gold teeth.
I'd have loved to have seen that. But you say you witnessed that.
Yeah, I witnessed that. But
And
I was
you knew these people.
no, these were people that I did not know. This was I didn't know these people prior.
So that could have
And
been staged. Yeah, that could have been staged there.
yeah, it could very well have been. And so
Yeah.
that's why I was not, I mean, I'm looking at this, but I was still not moved because I'm like, yeah, because I'm still listening to what you say. I'm not hearing. I'm hearing what you're saying, and I'm seeing you. Yeah, I see this thing happen, and they open their mouth, and everybody's like, "Okay, yeah, I got this going on," and it's like, "Yeah, great," but after this, what? After this, what? Because there was
Well,
no
I tell you what, let's go worship this idol. That's what's after that.
right.
Let's go worship that idol, just like the scripture you read says that these people will show you these signs and wonders. It will come to pass.
Okay,
Then they're going to say, let's go worship this idol, this God or whoever they say is strange power. And you're going to be so mesmerized because nobody else has done anything like this that you're going to say, okay, let's go. And you're going to be led away from the Almighty. And you're right. And that's what happens. So thank you for bringing that forward. Is there anything else you want to say? I don't want to cut you off.
no, that'll be all. I'm sure there'll be something else later, but I'm good for right now. Toda.
May the Most High be praised. Total Rabbah for that commandment. Wow. All right. I don't see any commandments on the side there. Anybody going to put a commandment on the side, or you want to come on? I seen Anise, uh, Asha, or a little earlier come in and went back out. The link is for the people that want to come in and give a commandment. There's no problem with that. So you get the commandment, you come backstage, you say your commandment, you can either stay or you can go. That's your decision. May the Most High be praised. Sister Arnita, you coming on the platform? I think you might be reading with us today. Well, I got both people there, Sister TT and Sister Ornise. So one of you two will be doing some reading. I don't know. Whoever comes on and speak up first, so be it. May the Most High be praised. Yeah, Brahm always late. We know that. He's always late. So what is it, family? Nobody's giving any commandments. What's going on? Y'all supposed to be typing commandments in the room. You're supposed to be hitting the thing to come on to say your commandment. We got 1,700 people in the room and nobody giving up commandments. What's going on with this? What kind of service are we having today? All right, so ain't nobody else going to say their commandment. I'm going to say mine, and then we're going to get on with the lesson because I don't want to make nobody do what nobody don't want to do. Okay, Asa's coming back up again. All right. As soon as Asa come in, Asa going to give his commandment, and then he'd be right. That'd be a wrap. Or give his commandment and then give the explanation of the commandment. Let's go, Asa. You ready? Shabbat shalom.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom.
You got it?
I am looking at Exodus chapter 12, verse 48.
All right, listen. You got to turn down your device in the background.
Right. So, sorry about that. Exodus chapter 12, verse 48. It says, "When a stranger sojourns with you and shall perform the Pesach to Yahuwah, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and perform it. And he shall be as a native of the land, but let no uncircumcised eat of it." Right. So,
And your explanation of that commandment is?
well, my understanding of this commandment is that, as Israel, we will have the nations, we'll have strangers, we'll have the Gentiles passing in our place, passing in our communities. And if we decide to accommodate them, they should adhere to the laws that we follow. So before we actually get them into our space and make them feel welcome, they are to know what we stand for, so that there's no abomination that drawn on us. So this one says, let all his males be circumcised. So it is important that we follow the instruction as it is outlined, and let him near and come perform it, and he shall be as a native of the land. So we can't have two different rules. We can't have any variation of the rules in our land and in our community. It should be one rule, and it applies to strangers within our gates, and any stranger that passing through. And it says, "Let no uncircumcised eat of it." So the ordinances of here are set apart, and so we cannot, for saving face, say let strangers participate in things that are set apart, and so we must be careful to abide by this statute.
Okay. Let me ask you a question, Brother Asa.
Yes.
Let's say we're doing Shavuot, Feast of Weeks, Feast of Ingathering. Does the stranger have to be circumcised in order to partake of Shavuot?
Well, the Shavuot, it's not mentioned.
There you go.
It's not mentioned.
There you go. We shocked. May the Most High be praised. Total Rabbah for your commandment.
Shalom.
And you can either stay or you can leave. It's up to you. It's your decision. Thank you for
Okay.
your participation.
You're welcome.
You're very good. Very good. And I want to point out that emphasis, family, because that law only applies, that we know of, it only applies to the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's the only law that says that we understand that you have to be circumcised in your flesh to partake of. And there are a lot of Israelites right now who are not circumcised, but yet they keep these feasts. It's grown men. They're afraid to go get circumcised because it's going to hurt. I'm going to feel some pain. So I'm going to break the law of the Almighty willingly. And I'm not going to tell nobody. Who will ask a grown man to whip out his Johnski so you can see if he's circumcised? We ain't going to do that. We ain't going to do that. We're going to have to trust that you're being honest. When the Creator called up for the Pesach, we're going to have to trust that you're being honest, you're circumcised, and you're partaking of this. If you're not circumcised in your foreskin and you 30 and 40 years old, you just going to have to go under the knife and get the operation and get that foreskin cut off. Because if not, you're putting your life in your own hands by playing with the Almighty. And you don't want to do that. At least I hope you don't want to do that. So that was a very good commandment. And it sparks a lot of curiosity. So a lot of people who are not circumcised, they will need to be circumcised. The children of Israel, there was a lot of people who was born in the wilderness during the Exodus, right there with Moshe. And a lot of them people wasn't circumcised. It wasn't until we got in the land of Canaan that Joshua circumcised the people that wasn't circumcised. And they had a closer relationship with the Almighty than we did. Maybe that's why we had such a hard time organizing and structuring the people to walk on one accord before the Almighty, because a lot of them wasn't doing the law anyway. So we got to remember that, family. A lot of the people was not circumcised, and Joshua had he did a recircumcision of the people because they wasn't keeping the laws of the Creator. A lot of people lie. A lot of people say I'm circumcised and they not. Yeah, you should be concerned about it. Look, the brother said, he said, I'm concerned about Israelite Hebrew women sleeping with uncircumcised spouses, and they won't tell you. They won't tell you that their husband ain't circumcised, but both of them will come to the temple and worship the Creator and say Shabbat Shalom to you, but won't tell you that her husband is not circumcised until she get mad at him. When she get mad and they break up, he give her a bill of divorce. If she don't like it, then she'll snitch. But all along, while they was rolling together, she was happy. She wouldn't say, husband, go get circumcised. And they both know the law. Yep, that's true. May the Most High be praised. Total Rabbah. All right, family. Are there any other commandments? I think you all had enough time to say some commandments and nobody said anything. So therefore, it's my turn. It's my turn. Be fruitful and multiply. Is that a commandment? Yeah, that's a commandment. It is a commandment. It's one of the first commandments that was given to our father and our mother. One of the first commandments. Thou should not commit adultery. Is that a commandment? Yeah, that's a commandment. Thou should not steal. Is that a commandment? Yes, yes, that's a commandment, Prince. All right, Prince, you gave us 3 good ones, Prince. 3 good ones. All right. We should have a process at now, but the law is the person and the congregation. It can cause. Okay, let's see what they're saying here. We should have a process, I guess, by now. I don't know what OT know. Elder, Ima, what are you saying, Ima? Come, tell us, Ima. Take the link, Ima, and explain to us what you mean, because I think you're putting some typos in there. Tell us what you mean, Ima. But the law is for the person in the congregation. It can cause a issue for both. Okay. All right. Very good. Ima, you might want to come on and explain to us what you mean. We should have a process at now. I don't know. But I do agree with you that the law is for the person and the congregation. It can cause an issue for both people. That part I heavily agree with you. Because if somebody is in the congregation and they're worshiping the Most High on all those issues and they're not circumcised, it can also bring a curse upon the community. So we want to try to handle that problem. Ima, welcome to the platform. Total Rabah,
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Praise the Most High for all things and for our lives. I was saying that I understand that it's an uncomfortable situation. You don't want, no one will want to be looking at another person to find out if they're doing something to keep the law. But that, from my understanding, that is our responsibility, because that's one of the ways that we wear our tzitzis and stuff, is to help each other stay on the path. And when we say that we don't want to look at another man to see if his member is right, um, it can affect both parties. It can affect the person that's doing something deceitfully, and it can also affect the congregation. I have seen it. So we should develop a process where we can know that the people coming into the midst that's getting ready to observe the laws and our holy seasons and different things are in compliance. It may be uncomfortable, but it is our responsibility. Is what I see. Toda
Oh,
Rabah.
don't go nowhere, Ima. Don't go
Oh,
nowhere. I think I might have an answer. What we can do is we can hire a doctor. But we do have some doctors that's in our association. So we can have them go visit the doctor and let the doctor examine them. Because I don't want to be looking at, that not for me.
right.
So we can let the doctor give them a write-off and say, yes, this person is circumcised. And give us a call and say, yes, this person is circumcised. And I'm sure the person will feel more comfortable. And I know
Oh,
I would feel more comfortable if that was
I,
the case.
I can totally agree with that. There are many ways to accomplish a goal. Doesn't have to be one way. So yes, a doctor is an excellent way to do it. I have suggested it myself to a community or so. And as people coming in, we structure ourselves so that we can all be in accordance with the Most High. So yeah, I agree 100%. That's an excellent way of doing it.
Okay. So, Iman, do you have a commandment for us today?
Well, I had one commandment, and it was, I think, starting at Genesis 23, concerning um, the making of man and woman, and then going down to when we fell from grace in the garden, so to speak, and the commandment that the Most High gave about the woman's role and the man's role. I have been having quite a few people that are having troubles in their marriages, and it's across the board. from either the male side or the female side. And I think one of the things that we're missing is, even though the Most High is telling um, the sister to her focus should be the desire of her husband, and she is telling also the brother that he should be responsible and rule over his wife. The Most High is not telling us that in a harmful manner. The Most High is telling the brother to be responsible for his family, and that he can't pass the responsibilities along to someone else, and that he is to be responsible and rule over his wife, not as a tyrant, but as looking at her as a loving gift, a special gift. And in the opposite of that, he is also telling the wife, your desire is to be unto your husband, not to just be a drone, but to be a good counselor to your husband, to be a good helpmate to your husband, to help the goals that you all have set become finite and be successful. And that your duty also is to help your husband to stay on the path. Your desire is for him to be in accord and one with the Most High, so that you can all be blessed. Not for you to be an individual to go off on your own and want to do things any way that you want to do them, because it is not productive for an Israelite family. Some other people might be able to do what they want to do, which I do disagree with, because I believe, like the Most High say, he made all mankind. And so eventually everyone is to follow the law. But I just want to share that with you. Though this is what the Most High is telling us. He's not telling us to hurt each other, to be this, to be like the so-called Europeans are towards us or have been towards us in the past. He is telling us to do things with love and kindness, but also be direct and understand not to move away from the Most High, because he is life itself. And he is the reason why we are. So that's what I wanted to say on that. And then I had something else in Psalms, but sometimes I get a little nervous.
You don't have to be nervous. You're right home with family. Come on now. Let it out. And you're helping people, because
Yeah.
people are listening to you.
Yes. Yes. Our harmony and our love and respect for each other and our unity is the nexus for our success. Every other group, every group on the planet runs their nations according to what's in the Torah, whether they know the Torah or not, because Torah is finite. And so when you start looking at the 10 Commandments, all nations, their criminal laws are based on the Torah. The way that their governments are set up is based on the structure of the Levites, the elders, the princes, the chiefs, and so on and so forth. It's all the same structure. Unless we got a few, little countries out there that's doing stuff in a rule manner, but most nations. So for us not to do it and not to look at the things that make us successful, we were more in tune with ourselves during the 50s and the 60s and the civil rights movements and stuff like that. Even though we didn't know, we were more together. We have gotten away from that because we have gotten so-called progress. We've made a little money, we did a few things, and now we feel like that we don't need to do that. We can buy into the Kool-Aid that the nations are giving us. But our success is our unity. Our success is our ability to care for each other's success, not just our own. To not get upset if somebody else is having something, but that person that has something also has a responsibility back to us. and all of that goes to the brother's keeper and all that sort of thing. But I just want to remind us of those things. Um, the keys to our success and everything we want is already in the Torah, and the other nations use it, but we don't. So, I mean, on a whole, not everybody will not say that, but on a whole, and yeah, now we see the result. Men in the street, pants down, women walking naked. People are totally dysfunctional. Um, you know, it's just a hot mess, and it's so sad because when you know that you are valuable to to the world and to God, and we've already got the history of it, and now look at us, and we're still debating over who we might decide to vote for. Neither party is any good. We need to be thinking about our own success, come up with our own party or our own candidates, vote as a block. Everything has to do with what? Unity, unity, unity. Care about yourself, care about your own people first. And I'm through. Bye.
May the Most High be praised. Total Rabbah.
Hallelujah.
May the Most High be praised. And thank you for the instructions and all the correction. He might got on there and laid it out. Look who popped in, y'all. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. I mean, Shabbat shalom.
Right. We got a commandment. Sister Saadia. Shabbat Shalom, Sister Saadia. Did you want to come up on the platform and say your commandment, or sister? Did you just want us to read it from the group? I guess she wanted to read it. That's why she posted it, right, Prince? All right. It's Leviticus 5:17. And it says, if anyone sin and do any of the things which the Creator commandeth not to be done, though he know it not, yet he is guilty and shall bear his iniquity. Very good, sis. You like to give us the explanation of that? If you get a chance, give us the explanation of that, please. That's a very good commandment. So that means even if you don't know you sin and you're guilty. But when the time comes that you find out that you have sinned, you owe the Most High an apology and try to get it out the way. A lot of times people excuse their bad behavior saying they were unaware. Even so, the Creator says that they are guilty. As such, we have to be mindful to walk uprightly. May the Most High be praised. Very good, sister. Very good commandment. Very good commandment. Shabbat Shalom, Brother Abraham.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I got a commandment. You know the vibes.
Oh, she got some more. Hold on a second.
More.
Yeah, she got some more. And when you are aware, you must repent to the Creator and seek forgiveness for those you've offended. May the Most High be praised. Very good. Very good, Sister Saadia. Thank you for your contribution. So what were you saying, bro? Please forgive me.
No, I said I have a commandment. Are you still doing commandments?
Yes, we ready.
Okay. All right. Exodus chapter 22, verse 22.
Yes.
You shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child. If you afflict them in any way, and they cry at all to me, I will surely hear their cry, and my wrath will become hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives will be widows, and your children fatherless. I read that to my family. I was explaining that to my family today, and I think people think that that time ran out, or like it's played out. There's the same God then, same God now. That's what I say. He changed it not. So today, if you do that to a widow or a fatherless child, his wrath is still going to get kindled. And I brought that up to say this: I won't do that to no widow. Some people say, "Oh, she's a heathen." I won't do it to no widow. A widow. I don't care if she served another god. I won't do it to no widow. It said a widow, and it said a fatherless child. Now, the fatherless child part is the tricky part. People people look at the fatherless child and think that, oh, you have to be you 10 years old. But when you become a 25-year-old man, oh, you're not a fatherless child. No, there's no, I didn't see an age limit in that book about a fatherless child. If a man becomes fatherless, he's fatherless. So I just like to bring that out and let people know, all widows, you leave them alone, don't afflict them, and all fatherless children. I don't care if the man is 35 years old with his own family. He's fatherless. I never seen the age limit in there about about a fatherless. So that's all I want to talk
All right. May the Most High be praised. Total Rabbi. But I
about. Give me some
hope
corrections. Give me some corrections, Maury. I know you
we
got some corrections.
we gonna talk. We gonna talk. Hold up, leave your mic open, man, because I need to even exchange. I need that thing to flow. Okay. What you said in your commandment, your explanation, you said, I've never seen a man, I don't care if the man is 35, if he doesn't have a father, he's a father, he's fatherless, right?
Right.
The scripture doesn't say a person that's fatherless. It doesn't say a son that's fatherless. It says a child, Yeled or Yeladim, that's fatherless. When you gave your explanation, you said if the man is 35, even if he ain't got a father, he's fatherless. Now, your explanation of if the man is 35, he ain't got a father, he's fatherless is true. But that's not what the scripture says. Think about what you're saying. If the man is fatherless, he's no longer considered a child, he's considered a man.
Right.
So if the
Right.
man is fatherless, it don't even apply because it doesn't apply to the man. It only applies to the children, the Yeladim.
Okay.
And by
Okay.
Hebrew law, at the age of 20, a man is able to go off to war. He's no longer considered a child.
Gotcha.
So that age requirement would be, as the father has in the law, 20 years old.
Right. So I ask you this. So what made me think about saying there is no age limit because one, a parent always gonna look at a child, their son as their child, right?
That's
One.
right.
And two, what child in here gonna get afflicted by grown men? If
Say it
you was
again.
a child in these days, you're gonna be home until you hit 20.
Do you remember the
And then
law?
you go,
Do you
huh?
remember the law in the book of Deuteronomy? The Most High said they will have no regard for the old or the poor. I mean, the age.
Right.
They
The age.
kill them, they'll afflict them no matter what age they are. So there
Right.
are a lot of males who will harm children. They're doing it today. They're raping them, they're
Right.
molesting them, they're killing them. The creator said,
Okay.
and a lot, look how many of our children are missing every day. Somebody's doing it. They're eating them, they're killing them, they're raping them, they're selling them off, prostituting them.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
harming children. The
Okay, I
law
got you.
says you should not do that to a fatherless child. Well, you shouldn't do it to any child, but the particular law that we're talking about is just somebody harming a fatherless child.
Okay.
So they
I
still
got
do
you.
it today. They still harming our children today.
Okay.
But now this dude, 35 years old, he a man now.
I got
He's
you.
no
All
longer
right.
considered a child. And
I
if you
got
look
you.
it up, the word should be yelled right there. Yelled in Ivrit, it should be yelled
Was
for
it
children.
Yatum? It's not Yatum, right?
Yakum, why would it be Yakum?
Yatum. No, Yatum. I
Why
gotta check.
would
I'm gonna check. Let me check. Let me get my
Yakum? Chapter and verse once more. 32, Exodus
Exodus.
22,
No, Exodus 22, verse 22.
Exodus 42 and 22.
No, 22, 22.
Oh, that's what I thought.
22, 22. Yeah, 22, 22. I don't have my Hebrew book with me. All right, so that's what I wanted to hear from. Okay, I got you. I got you.
Ta'anum, lowly. It says you should not, and it doesn't say child, it says orphan. So a
Right,
fatherless would be an orphan, somebody who doesn't have a father, but they would still
right,
be young. They're not
The
able to
word for
take care
orphan
of
is Yatum, right? Yatum.
Yakum.
Or Yakum. Okay.
No, Yatom.
Okay.
Yatom is present, if that's what you mean.
Okay.
Yatom. And that's the word for orphan. Yes, not yelling,
Okay.
not child as in children as we understand it to be, but Yatum. Yatum is an
Okay.
orphan.
Okay.
All right. So that's what it's the actual word they're being used. Yatum.
Got
Ta'anum. And ta'anum means you shall not bring lowly or be lowly or do lowly until that individual. That's a very good commandment.
Okay.
And then the Most High says, if you inflict them any wise and they cry unto me, I will surely hear their cry. And my wrath shall wax hot. And like you said, I will kill you with the sword. And your wives should be widows. And your children, see that? And your children, now your children is going to be childless. And the
That's
word,
the part.
and it says children is banim. Banakim, meaning the plural of you all. All of your children are going to be childless. You all,
Mm-hmm.
whoever it is that does
Okay.
this.
Got you.
Yeah.
That's the part that'll confirm it. When you say when he said, now your children are gonna be part of this, that's the part to confirm right there. So,
And Yatum is the last word that's present there. So now your Banakim should be Natum. They shall be fatherless.
okay.
That's deep.
Okay. And he said cry at all, man. Like you don't have to. My father used to always tell me they don't have to get on their knees and pray. They just lay down and stop crying and stressing it. Oh God, help me, or just say it. He said cry at all. They don't have to go on their knees or pray to El Shaddai.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right. May the Most High be praised. Thank you for that, bro.
Come on. Mm-hmm.
All right. Did we have any other commandments? And you notice a commandment in there that says, to add on to mine, there's another commandment in there, somewhere in that same verse, that says something about you in that same chapter, you should give all your firstborn children to the Almighty. Your firstborn calves, the best of your fruit, all those things should be given to the Almighty. The firstborn of those things, all the commandments should be given unto the Almighty. Now, we no longer have to give our firstborn child to the Almighty. And I believe that's in Numbers 8. The Levites took the place of our giving our firstborn son to the Almighty. But we still are commanded to give the best of our fruits, the first of our fruits, and the best and the first of our cattle unto the Creator. But so many of us, because we live in the cities, like Maisha said earlier, we don't do it. We don't have them to do them. And a lot of us don't, as I said earlier, we don't give no money over to the proceedings of the Most High. A lot of us, we don't offer up nothing. You know, even if it's $10, a lot of us don't offer anything, but yet we expect a whole lot from the Creator. And you have to ask yourself, what are you doing to make certain that the Most High works get done? I don't know. Maybe people feel like if you don't the Most High works, the Most High will provide. Maybe that's what they feel. And I can't argue with them for feeling that way because I believe that statement true. But I think that maybe the Most High is providing through you. You could be one of those ones to help in that process of it happening. So, but let's move on. So that would be another commandment. Is there any other commandments? Anyone else wants to mention any other commandments? Chief Moloch, you slipped today, bro. I didn't see you place any commandments up there in the room today. But I ain't going to point you out or anything. I'm going to just mention it like that and keep it moving. So we're not going to, this ain't about making nobody feel bad. So we're going to keep it moving. All right. So let's go. Ima, you still there? All right. So we're in the book of Judges, family. Let's go to the book of Judges. We're on Judges now what am I talking about? Judges. We're on First Samuel's. First Samuel's chapter 13. Is any of my readers in the room? Will any of my readers be coming on today to read today? I got 2 readers in the room. Which one is coming on today? Is any of the readers coming on today to read? Okay. Well, we waiting for you. We waiting for you. Sister Ornette said, I got you, Prince. Here I come. All right, Sister Ornette, we waiting for you. Anybody got a violin? Let's play some music while we waiting for sis. Anybody feel like they want to sing? Anybody want to sing? Anybody want to dance? Praise the Most High. Sister Ornette, you taking a long time, sis. Where you at? Wi-Fi must be broke. There she go. All right. There she go. All right. So let's rock and roll. Sister Ornette, you with me?
Absolutely.
All right. Me and you. Look at that. Me and you. Let's rock. Now, you guys in the background can still be heard. So if there's anything you want to say it, please. Just bring it in. All right? So, Sister Ornette, let's rock and roll. We're on the book of, let me see if I can widen the screen up a little bit. Nope, I don't think so. We're on the book of First Samuel, chapter 13. Now, we all remember where we was at in Samuel, correct? We all remember where we left off in Samuel? Saul was just promoted as king, and they came to war against the people of Jabesh Gilead, and they began to fight. Jabesh Gilead gave them an offer. You do this or you don't, you die. And so they went to war, and they began to fight. And then Saul, to get the people to fight, he had to cut up an animal and send the animal out to all the people and say, hey, if you don't come to fight, this is what's going to happen to you. The same thing happened to this animal. Sister, you have your book there?
Okay, I have my book.
All right. Let's rock. So we pick it up after that. Now Saul has stepped into his rightful place as a king, as a ruler of the people in the land. He got a little heart. His adrenaline is pumping. He's in his position. Now he has to strategically set up his defense, and he's going to choose him 3,000 men to walk by him and behind him and with him. All right? Let's read on. Pick up. Let's go.
Reading from the book of First Samuel, chapter 13, verse 2.
Ima, hold on a second, please. Ima, are you still in the room, Ima? Shabbat Shalom, Sister Sharon. Ima, are you present in the room?
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, so now when you was down there, you couldn't be heard? Say it again. So we couldn't hear you when you wasn't in the room?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought everybody, my apologies, family. I thought everybody was able to be heard even if they wasn't in the room. All right. Do you have Ima Havared's information or phone number?
No.
All right. Can you exchange information with her some kind of way so y'all can contact each other? And Ima, if you need somebody to counsel that brother, you can send him my information, my number, and I'll speak with him and try to counsel him the best I can. All right. So let's rock, sis. You ready?
Okay.
All right. I thought when you down off the platform, you could still be heard, but I see that it's not so. So we're going to have everybody up in case somebody want to contribute to the conversation. Let's go.
Reading from the book of First Samuel, chapter 13, verse 2.
You read verse 1?
Really quick question about verse 1.
You have a question?
Yes.
Okay.
In my book, it doesn't state Saul's age.
Where are we talking about Saul's age?
In verse 1, chapter 13.
What your book say?
It says ...
Your book says ...
Yes.
What does ... mean?
That's period, period, period. That's it. It says Saul was ... years old.
Verse 1 is talking about how much years he reigned. It's not talking about his age. So maybe they're
Yeah,
going
I don't know why
to
you. It's what I see is not talking about how old he is. Okay, just pick up there with the ... and keep it moving, and we'll
Oh,
see.
okay.
I like your book though. Your book seems to be pretty good.
Reading from the First Samuel's chapter 13, verse 1.
Dot.
Right. Saul was ... years old. And when he reigned 2 years over Israel,
Mm-hmm.
Saul chose him 3,000 men of Israel,
Saul, it's just the. I'm gonna let her finish that verse, and then I'm gonna jump back on that. Go ahead, sis, because this is important.
of which 2,000 were in Saul in Michmash and in the Mount Bethel, and 1,000 were with Jehonatan in Gebeth of Benjamin, and the rest of the people he sent every man to his tent.
Now, this is important because I need you to understand this. Remember, this is when Saul came right into power right now. This is the time when Saul became king. And one of the first things that Saul did was he got mighty men to walk with him. Now, he picked out 3,000 men. He took 2,000 to himself, and he took 1,000 to his son. Now, remember what I told y'all about earlier? About a king and his kingdom and how he has to rule. He's responsible for the people. Saul had to feed 2,000 men minimum, 3,000 minimum. They was his responsibility as king over the men. A lot of people don't understand that today. A lot of people don't understand when you stand in a position of leadership, the very lives of the people are your responsibility. Whatever they need, you are responsible for supplying those needs, just as if you are running your own household. Saul, a lot of people don't know this about Saul, but Saul came from a rich family. Saul's father was well off. It says that in the scripture. He was a mighty man. He had a lot of money. He was wealthy. So Saul didn't really come from poverty, even though they didn't have no great rankings. They didn't really come from poverty. They had money, but he didn't really have no prestige in the midst of the people. Saul became king, and he was able, by him being king, to find a way. But if you notice, all this took place after they destroyed those people. He had to feed at least a minimum of 3,000 people, plus the other men and women that had to go back to their tents, because that was his responsibility. But Saul encircled himself with an army, with brothers who he could trust, brothers who would be willing to die for him. Where they at today? Where those kind of brothers at today? Brothers that will be willing to risk their life for him. And Saul had a lot of mistakes, a lot of errors, but at this point, Saul was standing up as a mighty man. At this point, we know he was a coward, but after he won his first battle, it seemed like that coward spirit went somewhere else until Goliath came. When Goliath come back around, the real him pops back out. But if you notice, the Most High Spirit had left Saul at that time. Right now, Saul is moving full force with the Most High's presence upon him. And he's a soldier. And the first thing he does is he says, let me get me 3,000 men for my army to go out and come before me. This is important when you're establishing a nation, that you surround yourself as leadership with powerful people. It ain't about no yes man business, because that ain't what it is. But people have to respect leadership. They have to respect kingship's authority. You don't buck heads and fight against the king. It don't matter what he said to you. You don't fight with him. You don't talk. What the Most High say about talking about the king of your people? The Most High said you will be put to death for that. That's a sin. You can't do that. Go ahead. Take that mic.
You should not revile the gods or curse the rulers of that people. That's in the
You
book.
shall not. But so many do it easily. Saul had to surround himself with some reliable people because he had great work to do. Do you know what kind of work you can get done with 3,000 men? Man, you give me 3 good men and watch what happens. 300 good men and we gonna tear it up. But their minds got to be right. It's a difference when you got a physical body, but the minds are not right. Ain't much you're going to be able to do with them. So ask yourself, family, are you those good men? Are you ready for this? Because in a moment, you're no longer going to be able to talk about it. You're going to have to be forced to live it. So you got to be ready for this. We already got it set up. So what you going to do? What you going to do? It's going to be time when you ain't going to be able to talk no more. You're going to have to produce. So let's make it happen. Let's go, sis. Saul was getting ready for that. He set up 2,000 to rock with him and 1,000 to rock with his son, Yehonatan. Read on and watch what happens. They're going to separate, go their way, and handle their own business. Read on, sis. You with me?
Verse 3. And Yehonatan smote the garrison of the Philistines that was in Geba. And the Philistines and the Philistines heard of it. And Saul blew the trumpet throughout all the land, saying, Let the Hebrews hear. And all Israel heard it, said that Saul had smitten a garrison of the Philistines, and that Israel also was held in abomination with the Philistines. And the people were called together after Saul took Gilgal.
Hold up a second. Did you change your version of the Bible, sis?
No.
Oh, because you're reading exactly like my book read. Okay. I'll accept that. I like that when your books sound different, but okay. So let's go. So Saul blew the trumpet and gathered all the people together. But look what he says. He said, let the Hebrews hear. The Hebrews. Isn't that something? If you talk to a Jewish man today, they'll say there is no Hebrews. Hebrew is not a nationality. Hebrew is a language, but no, Hebrew is a nationality. Biblically, do not let anybody tell you there's no such thing as a Hebrew, because Hebrew is a nationality, not just a language. Read on, please.
Verse 5. And the Philistines gathered themselves together to fight with Israel, 30,000 chariots and 6,000 horsemen.
Well, we only got 3,000 men.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Paul, they got 30,000. You know why the Philistines got so many? Because the Philistines been in existence way longer than we were as a nation. Philistines is one of those ancient nations. Israel only been on the scene for like 400-500 years. Philistines been on the scene for thousands of years. So they got a whole lot of people in their compassion in their army. And we're going to war with them. That's why this is so powerful. We got 3,000 men. They got 30,000. It's a big difference. Shalom, shalom. It's a big difference. Now watch what happens. Read on, please.
And people as the sand, which is on the seashore in multitude. And they came up and encamped in Michmash, eastward from Bethoben. And the men of Israel saw that they were hedged in, for the people were distressed. Then the people did hide themselves in caves.
Oh, they got scared. See, the children of Israel saw all them people and they got scared. They got afraid. They began to hide in caves and run and cover themselves. They caught that contagious spirit from their leader. Remember, their leader was a coward? The people were scared. The people didn't get strong and say, let's get together. Let's go get our plow hooks and our shares and let's go fight these people, no matter how many it is. They saw that they only had 2,000 versus their, how many? 30,000. And they were afraid because they forgot the power that they serve. They forgot the power of the Almighty. The Most High is so powerful. that the Most High will make all 30,000 of those men die moot. Moot. He will moot every one of those 30,000 men, and not one man of Israel need to pick up a sword. He will cause the angels to come down and fight your battle for you. If you're in right alignment with this king will provide. You have to remember that, family. If you're in right alignment with the Almighty, he will provide. Read on, sis. They started hiding in caves and in the thickets and in the rocks and in the high places and in pits. Anywhere they could find to hide themselves, they hid like cowards. Israel ain't never been like that. But now the spirit of the leadership has taken hold on the people. You see that? Remember when they was looking for Saul? Where was Saul? He was hiding himself because he was afraid of the responsibility. Same thing the children of Israel is doing right now. Read on, sis. Let's go.
Verse 7. And some of the Hebrews went over the Jordan to the land of Gad and Gilead. As for Saul, he was yet in Gilgal, and all the people followed him trembling.
They followed him. That was the good part. The good part is that they followed behind their leadership no matter what the outcome appeared to be. That is so powerful, family. But they followed him trembling. They were afraid. Their knees was buckling, but they followed their leadership. Too many people today want to fight with their leadership, buck heads with their leadership, and give their opinion of what the leadership had to say. And that's not good. That will bring about quick destruction in the minds of our people. So many don't understand that. They didn't do that with Saul. Once he became king, and those people didn't want him, some people didn't want him, but then they got threatened, so they changed their mind and said, okay, you king. And everybody accepted Saul. They actually grown to love him actually over time. So go ahead, sis, read on, please.
Verse 8. And he tarried 7 days, according to the set time that Samuel had appointed.
So remember this, family. I want y'all to look at this. There was 30,000 of the Philistines. Saul had 3,000 men. Samuel told him to wait 7 days for him to come back. But Saul sees his people are afraid. His people are trembling. His people are scared. So Saul says, well, I got to do something because those 30,000 men over there is about to destroy us. But what did the prophet say? The prophet said, 7 days, wait for me and I will come there. Well, it's getting like the 6th day. Saul running out of time. So he got to think he is king and whatever he says goes. His word supersedes that of the prophet. Y'all have to understand that. The people is to obey the king before they obey the prophet. That's how it's supposed to be. That's why he's king. But the king has to understand that the Most High speaks through his prophets to the king. When the prophet told him to wait 7 days, Saul took it upon himself and said, you know what? I can't wait no more. Why? Because the danger is imminent. It's right here. They're getting ready to kill us. If we don't fight back, we're going to die. So Saul says, I know what to do. I'm going to do what Samuel would do. What would Samuel do? Samuel would offer up a sacrifice to the Most High and go to war. Let's see what happens. Read on, please.
But Samuel came not to Gilgal.
What verse we in, sis?
Verse 8.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But Samuel came not to Gilgal, and the people were scattered from him. And Saul said, bring here a burnt offering to me, and peace offering. And he offered the burnt offering.
What did he do?
And he offered the burnt offering.
That's not his job. Now, although sometimes the Most High would allow the king to do what the high priest had to do, the Most High would allow that to happen sometimes. But in this specific instance, Saul was told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And that was to stand still, don't move. Omeid, stand, one spot, don't move. And he couldn't do it. This is Saul first showing his first signs of disobedience. And his disobedience just grew and grew and grew and then he's going to get himself in trouble with the Almighty. But the Most High gave him opportunity after opportunity to straighten himself up. But for some reason, he just couldn't do it. Abraham?
King, I agree with you totally. It's what you said. What you said is because King Saul didn't listen to the command. He got a command to wait 7 days. If he would have never got that command, he probably wouldn't have got in trouble. Probably. Like you said, the king is like in the stead of God. And one more thing, King David put on the ephod. And remember, he put on the ephod to ask God if the people was coming, and El Shaddai, I'm using that word God. He used he asked El Shaddai if the people was coming, and El Shaddai answered him. So the king, like you said, the king got a leeway, but Saul specifically was told to wait 7 days and he did.
He was told to wait 7 days, and he did not. And because of that, the Most High is going to hold him accountable. But watch how furious Sam is going to be when he shows up. Read on, please.
Verse 10. And it came to pass, as soon as he had ceased offering the burnt offering, behold, Samuel came, and Saul went out to meet him.
As soon as he stopped from the burnt offering, pop Samuel through the door. If he would have just been obedient for a little bit longer, for the time that it took him to make that offering, the Philistines had not came into the camp. So if he could have just waited as the Creator instructed him to do, how many people do you know that would not heed the instructions of their leadership, of their prophet, or their instructor of the Almighty unto them, or their husband, or their spiritual guide? How many people do you know that will not take the time to listen? And no matter what you think, just be obedient to the words that's being said to you. This is why Israel don't get anywhere today. Abba just got on the platform earlier today, and Abba spoke about how these people be talking all this prophetic stuff, and something happens, and the people walk blindly with them. Blindly. That's how you know they're not practicing this way of life. Because when you turn into this way of life, everybody start doing what's right in their own mind. For some reason, Israel, you could be married and your wife run the house. She do what she want to do. You come in here and say, hey, baby, do that. She said, boy, what's wrong with you? We ain't, and fight with you toe to toe. In your house, you're supposed to be the man of. And that's the way it goes. It comes from that level to the kingship to the priesthood. And that's how it is. We got to learn to obey authority, family. If we don't, we're setting ourselves up for defeat, destruction. What do I mean by obey authority? Saul was supposed to listen and obey what Samuel said to him. But because the people excited him, because they were so fearful, Saul was tested at that moment, and he fell short. He gave in to the desires of the people and his own mind, as opposed to being obedient to the word of the Most High through the mouth of his prophet. And it's going to hurt. It's going to cost him a lot more than it's going to free him up. All right? You got something you want to say, bro?
Yeah, one more thing. Like you said, all authority. All authority. My Abba told me, he said, El Shaddai put us in this place. He put the government over us. He put the police over us. He said, don't go out there fighting police. El Shaddai put them or gave them the authority over us. When Daniel was in battle or wherever they was at, did he fight Cyrus and fight the authority? No. They stayed in their place. So you don't fight authority, like you said.
All right. May the Most High be praised. Go ahead, sis.
Verse 10. And it came to pass, as soon as he had ceased offering the burnt offering, behold, Samuel came. And Saul went out to meet him, and that he might bless him. And Samuel said, what hast thou done? And Saul said, because I thought.
A vow, but because I want y'all to pay attention to this, because this is important. Samuel came in. Saul goes to meet him thinking that he done something cool, something great. He saved the day. He saved Samuel some work. He thought he was going to receive a blessing from Samuel. But Samuel had something else to give to him. Words of criticism, words of correction. Watch what takes place. Watch this. Start 11 again.
Verse 11. And Samuel said, what hast thou done? And Saul said, because I saw that the people were scattered from me, and that thou comest not within the days appointed, and that the Philistines gathered themselves together at Michmash. Therefore said I, the Philistines will come down now upon me to Gilgal, and I have not made supplication unto the Creator. I forced myself, therefore, and offered a burnt offering. And Samuel said to Saul, thou hast done foolishly.
Stop, please. Sometimes, family, we take things upon ourselves that don't belong to us. It was not Saul's responsibility to make that sacrifice. This watered down excuse that he gave was just to justify his actions. Oftentimes, people will do things and say things to justify why they made the decisions that they made, knowing in their heart they was just wrong. So instead of earning it and saying, I apologize, I won't do it again, something in some kind of mechanism in their brain puts them on the defense, and they start pointing at you, trying to find errors and mistakes in you for why they did what they did. First thing Saul said was, you didn't come at the appointed time. So therefore, I had to do something. You didn't have to do nothing. You didn't have to do anything but wait. You criticize somebody, constructive criticism, the first thing they do if they're this type of a person is find fault in you as to why they did what they did. And you should have came, you shouldn't have said, or you shouldn't enter, but you should have. No, that's not what it is. You should just listen and obey and do what you're told to do. If I gave you instructions, you don't start looking for everything and every reason why you can't do what was asked of you. Just do it. Read on, please.
Verse 13. And Samuel said to Saul, thou hast done foolishly. Thou hast not kept the commandment of the Creator, thy power, which he commanded thee. For now would the Creator have established thy kingdom upon Israel forever.
For now the Most High would have established your kingdom upon Israel for how long?
Forever.
Forever. But because of your disobedience, you didn't just bring punishment upon you. You prevented your people, who was one of the smallest of all the tribes, from inheriting kingship and royalty over all of the tribes. But remember, family, it was already prophesied a long time ago that Judah, Yahudah, would bring forth the king. Benjamin was Saul. He was out of the tribe of Benjamin. But it was already prophesied long time ago in the book of Deuteronomy, even in the book of Genesis 49 and 10. Way back then, it said Judah shall bring forth that king. So the Most High knew that Saul would fail. Read on, please.
Verse 14. But now thy kingdom shall not continue.
Now thy kingdom shall not continue. And it continued for a little bit, but it died right off. Didn't last long. Read on, please.
The Creator has sought him, a man after his own heart. The Creator has commanded him to be captain over his people, because thou hast not kept that which the Creator has commanded thee.
Just like the Most High chose you, the Most High can choose someone else. If you let the Most High down, this is what fear of the Creator comes in. Fear of the Almighty is fear to disappoint him. Fear to not live up to the responsibilities that he's placed in your hands. It's not fear like you boo-hoo, like I'm scared. No, you are afraid to disappoint the Almighty. Saul had not that fear. Because had he had that fear to disappoint the Most High, he would not in no way, shape, or form went outside of what he was commanded to do. Read on, please.
Verse 15. And Samuel rose and departed from Gilgal unto Gilbeh of Benjamin. And Saul numbered the people who were present with him, about 600 men.
Did you know that it was a sin to number the children of Israel?
Mm-hmm.
There's another thing that he just did. It's a sin to number the children of Israel. Read on, please.
Verse 16. And Saul and Jonathan, his son, and the people who were present with them, abode in Gilbeh of Benjamin, but the Philistines encamped in Michmash. And the spoilers came out of the camp of the Philistines in 3 companies. One company turned unto that way, Slickah. One company turned unto the way that leadeth to Ophrah, unto the land of Shual. And another company turned way to Beth-horon. And another company turned to the way of the border that looketh to the valley of Zeboim, toward the wilderness. Now there was no blacksmith found throughout all the land of Israel. For the Philistines said, lest the Hebrews make themselves swords or spears. But all the Israelites went down to the Philistines to sharpen every man his plowshare and his mattock and his axe and his sickle.
So now, what do you see that's a problem, family? The problem that's present here is the problem that's present in today's time. We have to go to the enemy to protect ourselves. Today, if you want to protect yourself as a nation, you got to go to them to buy the weapons. You got to go to them to buy the bullets, the ammunition for the weapons, or the bow and arrows, or the knives, or whatever you're going to use to defend yourself with. You have to go to your enemies to acquire these things. That happened in the days of Saul. Our people didn't have the proper people in place to sharpen our own weapons. Therefore, we had dull weapons. We had to go to the Philistines for those things. Well, the Philistines said, don't give them no more. So once the Philistines cut us off, we had dull weapons because we didn't even know how to sharpen our own tools. Now, this goes for the majority of us. It doesn't go for everyone. It goes for the majority of us, okay? So therefore, we have to go to the enemies, the same people we're fighting, to get sharp knives, sharp swords, sharp bow and arrows, so we can fight them. You think they're going to give that to us? That's just like us. Somebody just put a noose on the table and said, I'm going to kill you, you black punk. And then he riding down the road, you see him with a flat and you give him a ride. He going to kill you while you picking him up. Same thing right here. They're going to do this. They're going to go to war. Why would I go to war with you and then sharpen your weapons so you can use that to beat us up? So what am I saying? I'm saying, in other words, all the weapons of destruction you don't have in your possession, they got them. And they're not going to give them to you because they know that one day they're going to have to use them on you. So they're not going to tell you about it. Their weapons of destruction. You see what happened in Honolulu, in Hawaii, right? Maui. You see what happened to that land? They burnt it all up from the sky. This ain't no joke. These people is for real. They for real. And we sitting down talking about scripture references so we can argue with each other. They burning up whole nations, whole communities with one little push of a button, with one laser, setting fire. Everything is demolished. So the weapons we dealing with right now is not the weapons they dealing with. They dealing with weapons of vibration where they can set off a sound and it'll knock your hearing out. You won't be able to hear. They're dealing with some serious stuff, man. And you want to argue about who is the creator and how should we worship the creator. See, the Most High is our only defense against our true enemies. He's our only defense because we like in the Stone Age when it comes to military and strategic defense. We're in the Stone Age. We don't know what these people is working with, but what they working with, they can see you through your walls. You say, well, I'm going to stay in the house and hide. All they got to do is shine that thing onto your house and their body, they see right through your walls and everything and see where you're hiding at and tell them where you at and go in there and get you. You think they playing. They not playing. They know what they doing. All these black celebrities that's falling off, these things are just a distraction. Don't pay that no mind. All these black entertainers that's falling off, getting accused of this, getting accused of that, it ain't going to stop there. Don't pay it no mind, though. Don't get wrapped up in it. Because if you do, you're going to miss what they're really doing. Let me ask you a question. And it's going to take you somewhere, then we're going to get back to the lesson. This is just so that you'll know. And something for you to think about. How many people do you know where children have actually died from ingesting lead paint? Do you know anybody? How many, through your whole life, how many of the friends that you know that was in school with you that died because they ate lead paint? Or they went crazy because they ate? Do you know anybody? Because I don't know any. I never knew any. And I knew a lot of people. I had a lot of family. And I never knew one child that got sick off of eating lead paint. So why did they outlaw lead paint in your house? Why did they make it mandatory that you do not have lead paint and your walls painted with lead in your house? Now, they did that years ago. But why did they do it? Anybody ever question that? They said it was so that the children don't get sick by eating the lead paint. But that's not the truth. Do anybody in here know why they got lead paint banned so that you can't use lead paint anymore?
It takes away the shielding from their rays and the ways that they can look into your household.
Absolutely. And that's why they don't want you doing it. Because it blocks their penetration from them seeing and picking up the heat visions within your household they can't see. So they had to figure out a way to get you to give them access to your home. And you know what you did? You got rid of the lead paint. Now, they still sell lead paint. I would advise you to go buy some and paint your house with it. I would advise you to. They're going to tell you not to. But it's only so that they can gain access remotely to your home. To your home. And they all up in your home. Do you know your television, those smart televisions you got? They ain't even got to be on. If they plugged in, they can see you through your television. Believe me, these people ain't playing. Strategic warfare they're doing. And we still arguing about who is the creator or not. My scripture is better than your scripture. My scripture is longer and more outstanding than your scripture. And these people are creating weapons of mass destruction when they can put a virus in the air that's designed to kill a certain genetic makeup of an individual. It can go in a room with 50,000 people and it will only kill that one person that it is made to kill. It won't even make the rest of them sick. But you'd be laid on the floor on a stretcher somewhere, shaking, spit, foam running out your mouth, dead. And we arguing over who is the creator or not. Let me tell you something, family. The only way we're going to survive is if the Most High allows us to survive. That's it. Nobody else can help us. We can't even help ourselves at this point. The only thing we can do for ourselves is come together and unite and get serious with the creator. Sister, they put out mosquitoes, fake mosquitoes in Job. That's absolutely right. They have dropped mosquitoes in Florida. She lives in Florida sometimes. They drop mosquitoes in Florida, genetically modified mosquitoes in Florida that's biting people and killing them. Mosquitoes, biological warfare. These people are not playing. And guess what? Just like you said earlier, Brown, they have no regard for the young or the old. They don't care. They kill it because they got to remove the population of the earth by more than half, and they're going to do it. Read on, please.
Verse 21.
But the bad part is we're helping them to do it by not unifying. Read on.
Verse 21. Yet they had a file for the sickles, and for the mattocks, for the forks, for the axes, and to sharpen the goads. So it came to pass in the day of the battle that there was neither sword nor spear found in the hand of any of the people who were with Saul and Jehonathan, but with Saul and with Jehonathan his son were they found. And the garrison of the Philistines went out to the pass of Michmash.
Read on.
Reading from the first book of Samuel, chapter 14, verse 1. Now it came to pass upon a day that Jehonathan, the son of Saul, said unto the young man that bore his armor, Come, let us go over to the Philistines' garrison that is on the other side. But he told not his father.
So he just moved without telling his father where he was going. And he took some of his men with him. Watch what happens.
Verse 2. And Saul tarried in the farthest part of Gibeah under a pomegranate tree, which is in Migron. And the people who were with him were about 600 men.
He had 600 men with him. Read on.
And Ijah, the son of Itub, Ichabod's brother,
Now,
the
these are Levites.
son of Phinehas, the son of Eli, the Creator's priest, in Shiloh, wearing an ephod, and the people knew not that Jehonathan was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And between the passes by which Jehonathan sought to go over unto the Philistines' garrison, there was a sharp rock on the one side, and a sharp rock on the other side. And the name of one was Bozez, and the name of the other Shineh. Then one crag was situated northward over toward Michmash, and the other southward over toward Gibeah. And Jehonathan said to the young man who bore his armor, Come, and let us go over into the garrison of these uncircumcised.
Let us go into the garrison of these uncircumcised. Read on.
It may be that the Creator will work for us, for there is no restraint to the Creator to save by many or by few.
No, did you hear that? There is no strength. There is nothing stopping or restraining the Most High from saving by many or few. Remember, these men had 30,000 men. Jonathan got a big heart. He ain't no coward. He had 600 men with him. Is that what he had? 600, right?
Okay.
He had 600 men with him, and they snuck over. He said that the Most High ain't got no problem killing all these men with a few of us. Let's go over here. Let's see what's up. Jonathan was about that life. He was about that life. That's probably why him and Dawid loved each other so much. Read on. Let's see. He had a lot more heart than his pop.
Verse 7. And his armor bearer said unto him, Do all that is in thine heart.
See, now listen. His armor bearer wasn't no coward either. He wasn't no punk either. That's why he was Jehonathan's right-hand man, because he wasn't no punk. He had that fire inside him as well. Listen, when you set yourself up and you ruling over the Most High's people, you got to have like-minded people in your circle. If they're not like-minded people, then you done lost the battle already. You done lost already. Read on, please.
Verse 7. And his armor bearer said unto him, do all that is in thine heart. Turn thee, behold, I am with thee according to thine heart.
He said, I'm with you according to your heart. Whatever your mind says, I'm with you. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all understand that?
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about right there. He says, whatever you feeling, whatever you thinking, you my king. I'm with you. Let's go. Let's rock. Too many people today be like, yo, Prince, I don't think that's right. We shouldn't be doing that. Hold up, man. We got to think about, they got 30,000. We only got 600. Oh, hold up, man. I don't think that's suicide. But they forgetting trust in the Most High. He fight our battles for us. We're not fighting them. The Almighty is fighting for. Let's ask the Most High for a sign. Read on, sis. Let's ask the Most High for a sign. See if the Most High is with us or not. Read on, please.
Verse 8. Then said Jehonathan, behold, we will pass over unto these men, and we will reveal ourselves unto them. If they say thus unto us, tarry until we come to you. Then we will stand in our place, and will not go up unto them. But if they say thus, come up unto us, then we will go up, for the Creator has delivered them into our hand.
That's our sign.
And this shall be a sign unto us.
If we say this to them and they say, hold up, we coming down there to y'all, which is a strategic military defense to protect what you got. We come out to meet you out there to see what you got to say. But if they say, oh, y'all come on up and talk to us in our domain, then that's weakness. That means that we got the victory over them. That's our sign to the Creator. So let's see what happens. Watch this, family. He had 600 men with him. And watch what happens.
Verse 11. And both of them disclosed themselves unto the garrison of the Philistines.
That means they showed themselves unto them.
And the Philistines said, behold, the Hebrews come forth out of the holes where they have hidden themselves.
They made fun of us. The Hebrews have come out of the holes that they hid themselves in. Look at them. They're weak. They're soft. They came out of those holes. Let's see what's going to happen.
Verse 12. And the men of the garrison answered Jehonathan and his armor bearer and said, come up to us, and we will show you something. And Jehonathan said unto his armor bearer, come up after me, for the Creator has delivered them into the hand of Israel.
Do you see that, family? They asked for a sign. Jehonathan, the armor bearer, and the rest of his people, they all agreed that this would be the sign. And if this came to pass, that they invited us up, then the Most High is with us. If they don't come to pass, that they don't invite us up, then the Most High is telling us to stay away. But what happened when they discovered themselves to the Philistines? The Philistines said, look at them fools. They made fun of them. That showed you that their guards was down. They should have just slew them from the door. But they came from, they ridiculed them, talked about them. Oh, y'all, come on up here. Y'all, come on up here. They didn't realize that they was given over to death. Watch this. Read on, sis.
Verse 13. And Jehonathan climbed up upon his hands and upon his feet, and his armor bearer after him. And they fell before Jehonathan, and his armor bearer slew them after him.
Wow. Read on.
And that first slaughter, verse 14. And that first slaughter which Jehonathan and his armor bearer made was about 20 men, within as it were a half acre of land, which a yoke of oxen might plow.
Mm-hmm.
And there was trembling in the host in the field among all the people, the garrison and the spoilers. They also trembled, and the earth quaked, and it was a very great trembling.
Oh, wait a minute. So I made a mistake.
It wasn't 600 men.
No, it was only those two.
Yes.
I made a mistake. I misread that. It was only 2 men that went out and destroyed those men in their garrison. That's even better. Read on, please. That's even better. Read on, please.
Verse 16. And the watchmen of Saul in Gebeth of Benjamin looked, and behold, the multitude melted away, and they went on beating down one another.
Because they were afraid. Read on.
Then said Saul unto the people who were with him, Number now and see who is gone from us. And when they had numbered, behold, Jehonatan and his armor bearer were not there. And Saul said unto Ahijah, Bring here the ark of the Creator. For the ark of the Creator was at that time with the children of Israel. And it came to pass, while Saul talked unto the priests, that the noise that was in the host of the Philistines went on and increased.
Mm.
And Saul said unto the priest, Withdraw thy hand. And Saul and all the people who were with him assembled themselves, and they came to the battle. And behold, every man's sword was against his fellow, and there was a very great confusion. Moreover, the Hebrews who were with the Philistines before that time, who went up with them into the camp from the country round about, even they also turned to be with the Israelites that were with Saul and Jehonatan.
So we had some Hebrews that were sellouts.
Mm-hmm.
We had some Hebrews that were sellouts. We got some today that sold out and sided up with the Philistines. Why? Because it looks greener on the other side of the fence. A lot of us feel that way even today. A lot of us go to Judaism and they leave this way of life because they say, and I can't argue with them all the way, but I can argue with them that they went to the oppressors. A lot of them say there's no organization in Israel. There's no structure in Israel. And they're absolutely correct. For a lot of places in Israel, there is no structure. So if you so organized and you so structured, then create structure for the people. Don't go give it to somebody else. Be that organization and that structure because you see what's needed. Find yourself a community that you can be involved in and help them to get organized and structured so that within your own people will be a certain parameter of what do's and don'ts take place so that they can be structured, so that they can be organized, so that they can move forward like they should, as opposed to joining up with somebody else that ain't even of your people to worship the Creator, and you're not worshiping the Creator. You're worshiping the rabbis and the sages and their Talmud and the Mishnah. You're worshiping all those things. You're not worshiping the Almighty. The Babylonian Talmud, what is that? 54 and what is that? 54 and 23, I believe it is, or 21. It says that a Hebrew boy, it's okay for a grown man to have sex with a Hebrew boy as long as he's under the age of 9. Once he reached the age of 9, then you can't touch him. But as long as he's under the age 9 or under, you can have sex with him. And if you have sex with a young lady, a girl, a Hebrew girl, she's still a virgin as long as she's at the age of 3. You can have sex with her. Grown men can do that.
With their mouth.
Say it again? Oh, yeah, they do
circumcision with their mouth.
Yeah, we know that for a fact. But these are the types of things that they teach. And you want to go side up with these people. I mean, you should be able to tell from their teachings that they're not about the Most High's business. But we can't see that. So we had Hebrew people who sided up with our oppressors, just as we got today. We got some men that are Hebrew men that will not even touch a black woman. Won't even have conversation to enter into a black woman's relationship just because of how they are. And that's not right. Read on, please.
Verse 22. Likewise, all the men of Israel who had hidden themselves in Mount Ephraim, when they heard that the Philistines fled, even they also followed hard after them in the battle. So the Creator saved Israel that day, and the battle paused over unto Bethaven. And the men of Israel were distressed that day, for Saul had solemnly charged the people, saying, Cursed be the man who eateth any food until evening, that I may be avenged on mine enemies. So none of the people tasted any food.
So what that meant was that Saul was telling everybody to fast and pray. He didn't say pray, but he said fast. Don't eat any food until he's avenged for the people that was at distress, the people that they lost for that day. So he said for the people, don't eat any food. Let's fast today and let's see what the Most High will do. Read on, please.
Verse 25.
Now remember, him and Jonathan are separated. Jonathan is on one part, he on another part. Read on.
Verse 25. And all they of the land came to a forest, and there was honey upon the ground. And when the people were come into the forest, behold, the honey drooped, but no man put his hand to his mouth. The honey dropped, but no man put his hand to his mouth, for the people feared the oath.
Do you see the loyalty that they have to Saul? Where those people at today? Where those type of people at today? People who have such dedication and seriousness for the cause. Where are they today? It's very difficult to find those types. Everybody want to question every decision that you make. Everybody want to go against the leadership and the decisions of leadership. Now, if you got a leader, if you have spiritual leadership, that leadership is supposed to represent the Almighty in your place. He's supposed to. He's supposed to be a man that's honorable, trustworthy, a man that you wouldn't mind trading places with. That's how you have to judge whom your spiritual leader would be. So therefore, if you feel that way about your individual leadership, then trust the decisions that he make. Walk with him and help support those decisions. When Saul said, now if Saul did perform no miracles, what he did was he fought a war, he stood up for the people, and they know that the Most High chose him because the prophet said he did. So he won the favor of the people through his actions by saying and doing what he said he was going to do. You follow me? But the people knew he was a coward, but he was their king. And when he made an oath before the Most High to all the people recognized that oath and acknowledged it, and they themselves did not eat because the king said, not eat today. Do not eat today. And the people said, you know what? The king said it, so we're going to obey it. That's some powerful stuff right there, man. Where those people at today? Where those people at? It's very difficult to find people that's really going to stand behind what they say they're about. You got people that will swear to your life before the Most High that they will obey your voice, that they'll do what the Most High has said for you to do through you. And 5 weeks later, 6 weeks later, they will turn around and stab you in the back because it was all a scam.
Only Donald Trump got supporters like that.
Yeah, Donald Trump really got into the minds of a lot of people. Read on, sis. Let's move forward.
Verse 27. But Jehoiachin heard not when his father charged the people with the oath. Wherefore he put forth the end of the rod that was in his hand, and dipped it in the honeycomb, and put his hand to his mouth, and his eyes brightened.
So he was hungry. He didn't hear what his father said, because if he would have heard it, more than likely he would have obeyed it. Because those people there, although they're us, we have that DNA within us. We have to just unlink it. We got to unlock it. We got to get in touch with that part of reality. And we will be just as our forefathers was back then, if not greater. That's the only way we're going to return this curse or reverse this curse, is we got to learn to come together, to work together as a people. Everybody can't be in charge of everything. We got some people that you can't, they won't sit in the back and play their role from the back and just make sure that the whole is successful. They got to be up in the forefront calling the shots. If not, they feel uncomfortable. It ain't got to be that way. In my opinion, the best man for the job should be doing the job. The best man for the job should be doing the job. But we don't get that today. Read on, sis, please.
Verse 28. Then answered one of the people and said, Thy father strictly charged the people with an oath, saying, Cursed be the man who eateth any food this day. And the people were faint. Then said Jehonathan, My father has troubled the land.
My father has brought a problem to the people. He's burdening the people. But he don't think so. He don't think he's burdening the people. He's saying the people fasting so that he get a victory because some of them died. Jehonathan, he hears this. He says, my father is bringing a burden on the people. The people need their strength to win victory in this war. But watch what happens.
See, I pray you, how my eyes have become bright, because I tasted a little of this honey.
Now, how many of us today can eat some honey and be revived? How many of us today can do that? Jehonathan was out to war. And what he did was he ate some honey. He tasted some honey and his strength came back to him. His strength came back just by tasting some honey. Y'all follow what I'm saying? So he didn't have to eat a ribeye steak and some potatoes and some cornbread and then get his strength back. All he ate was some honey. And he got his strength and he was ready to run. But let's see what happens here, please. Must have been Manuka honey. Okay, I got you.
Verse 30. How much better if happily the people had eaten freely today of the spoil of their enemies, which they found. For had there not been now a much greater slaughter amongst the Philistines?
He said, we would have killed more people if the people wasn't hungry. If the people had eaten, we could have destroyed more of our enemies. So he's opposing what his father put in place, but he's just talking amongst him and his people. Read on, please.
Verse 31. And they smote the Philistines that day from Michmash to Aijalon, and the people were very faint.
He had 600 people. In a total, he had, 3,000 people against 30,000 people. But remember, those 30,000 people broke up in garrisons, 3 garrisons. One went here, one went here, and one went here. And Jehonathan went and beat up one garrison, him and his crew. And now they coming back and they beat up another garrison. Saul didn't have great success like that. Saul and his crew started killing people, but then they started killing Saul and his crew. And then Jehonathan come in, and now they start slaying them again. It seems like Jehonathan was the one you want to roll with, because every time he went out to battle, he was successful. But when Saul went out to battle, it was an iffy 50-50 situation. Read on, please.
Verse 32. And the people flew upon the spoil and took sheep and oxen and calves and slew them on the ground. And the people did eat them with the blood.
Did you see that?
Mm.
See, now I want y'all to see what this is talking about. No, y'all shaking your head. Do you really understand what's going on? Y'all sitting back sucking your teeth. Do you really understand what's going on? So let Prince break it down for you what's going on. Saul had the people fasting. Them jokers were so hungry, they ate the animals but didn't even cook it. They were so hungry. They took and ran and killed the animal and ate it with the blood in it. Didn't even take the time to cook it. They were so hungry. Because Saul had made a decree that you don't eat, we're going to fast. Now they're out to war. You're going to fast for me, he said for him. Fast for me out in this war so I will be victorious. But what about the people? Jehonathan, he ate and he allowed his people to eat. They went out and was victorious, slew all the animals. And the ones that was with Saul, they came along and they won the battle and they started eating the animals with the blood in it because they were so hungry. When you deprive a people of what they need for their survival, they will turn against you. Matter of fact, they will even turn against themselves. When these lights go out, When this gas gets shut off, don't let it be in the wintertime, because you're going to see the worst of people who you thought was a good neighbor is going to become your greatest enemy. When they cut these lights out in these cities or in those suburbs or wherever you at, and the water start running through the pipes, people going to start kicking in your doors to see if you got water in your house. How you going to defend yourself? Another need, another necessity for us to have a community, for us to live in a community, for us to come together and unite as a people. Another need. These times are coming. You've seen the movie Mad Max. What do you think, that was a joke? They're serious. Those things are going to happen. They're preparing you for it right now. When you see all these food shortages, just the other day they had this thing where the dock workers were supposed to have been striking. Had the dock workers strike, they showed you all the things that would take place. How will we survive? How? Just from one group of people shutting down. How will we survive? The shelves in the store was bare when they said that these dock workers were about to strike. You go into the store, the shelves was empty with things that you supposed. I sent my wife to get some extension cords from Lowe's. She getting Lowe's, look around, they got like 4 cords on the shelves. They were all empty. Because the people are afraid and they call themselves getting prepared. You don't get prepared at the last minute. You prepare now. Because when this all hell break loose, the bridges are shutting down. You ain't going to be able to jump on a bridge and fly where you used to go. The planes are not going to let you on. The gasoline is not going to last you from Philadelphia to Georgia. So you need to be, especially from New York to Georgia off of one tank. What you got? A bike? That ain't going to happen. So you need to make preparations now for this war that's about to break out tomorrow. Prepare today for tomorrow. So many of us are asleep. Read on, sis, please.
Verse 33. Then they told Saul, saying, Behold, the people sin against the Creator, in that they eat with blood. And he said, Ye have transgressed. Roll a great stone upon me this day. And Saul said, Disperse yourselves amongst the people, and say unto them, Bring me here every man his ox, every man his sheep, and slay them here, and eat, and sin not against the Creator in eating with the blood. And all the people brought every man his ox with him that night, and slew them there. And Saul built an altar unto the Creator. The same was the first altar that he built unto the Creator. And Saul said, Let us go down after the Philistines by night, and spoil them unto the morning light, and let us not leave a man of them. And they said, Do whatever seems good unto thee. Then said the priest, Let us draw near here unto the Creator.
The priest said, Let us draw near unto the Most High. The people said, Do whatever seems to be good to you.
Mm-hmm.
Saul said, Let us go down and slew them at night. Let's see what happens.
Verse 37. And Saul asked counsel of the Creator.
What?
Mm.
Did he really? Let's read on, please. It's starting to get good.
Shall I go down after the Philistines? Wilt thou deliver them into the hand of Israel? But he answered him not that day.
What? He couldn't even get an answer from the Most High? Saul must have been peed off right now. He must have been peed off. The Most High wouldn't answer him. Why didn't the Most High answer Saul just then? Because Saul had lost favor in the Most High's sight. Saul was like a rebellious wife. Well, you know what? I ain't going to say a rebellious wife because we got too many women here, and I don't want them to think I'm making fun of women. Saul was like a rebellious man. He just wouldn't listen. No matter what you told him, he'll look at you and say, okay, I got the point. And then as soon as you turn your back, he go do what he wants to do. And the Most High wasn't having it.
Obedience is better than sacrifice.
The Most High is not having it. Let's read on. Let's see what's happening.
Verse 38. And Saul said, draw ye near here, all the chief of the people, and know and see wherein this sin has been this day. For as the Creator liveth, who saveth Israel, though it be in Jehonatan, my son, he shall surely die.
He shall surely what?
He shall surely die.
He said, even if it be in my own son, he's going to die. Read on.
But there was not a man among all the people that answered him.
Nobody said they were going to snitch on Jonathan. Why? Because the people love Jonathan. Read on.
Verse 40. Then said he unto all Israel, be ye on one side, and I and Jehonatan, my son, will be on the other side. And the people said unto Saul, do what seemeth good unto thee. Therefore Saul said unto the Most High, Power of Israel, give a perfect lot. And Saul and Jehonatan were taken, but the people escaped.
So when he said give a perfect lot, he said, Most High, show us guilty. So Saul and Jehonatan was taken. Out of your seed, one of y'all is guilty. Saul knew he didn't do anything, so it had to be Jehonatan. Read on.
Verse 42. And Saul said, cast lots between me and Jehonatan, my son. And Jehonatan was taken.
Now, how did they cast lots? Anybody know how they cast lots?
Coins or shells?
All right. There were several ways to you got your mic. Go ahead. What's your answer, Abraham?
Now go ahead. You go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You was about to hit it. Go ahead. I'll wait. I'll listen. All
right. There's several ways to cast lots. They can take straws. They can take sticks and see and let them each tribe pull a stick to see which one is little. And they're out of they'll make one short, but at the top they're all the same length. And then you would take one, and whoever drew the little stick, that's the one that was guilty. Whoever drew the small stick. But a more spiritual way was the way that I like best. They had the priesthood with them. They had the high priest, the lineage of the priesthood with them. And if you're reading the book of Exodus, the priestly garments had what they call Urim and a Thummim, one on each shoulder. Those were called lights. Urim and Thummim is lights. They would illuminate. They would tell you yes, they would tell you no. So Saul had the priesthood. All he had to do was go to the high priest and ask the high priest, acts of the Creator. If the Creator says yes, this will light up. If the Creator says no, this one will light up. So that's what they meant by casting lots. There are several different ways to cast lots, but he had the high priest with him. So he could go and let them on their vesture. They had those lights, Urim and Thummim. They had them. So they would ask of them, and one of those things would glow and tell him yes or no to his answer. That was the word of the Most High. How much more accurate can you get than that? So read that part again, please, about the Urim and the Thummim, the lights, the casting lots.
Verse 42. And Saul said, cast lots between me and Jehonatan, my son. And Jehonatan was taken. Then Saul said unto Jehonatan, tell me what thou hast done.
He never doubted that his son was guilty. He knew this wasn't by chance. It had to have been the word of the Almighty. So he said, my son, tell me what you did. Oh, no, this can't be right. This got to be wrong. A lot of people today doubt that their children did something. Their children are straight guilty. But because that's their child, they put their emotions involved, and proper judgment is not given to their children because of the wickedness that their children have committed in this nation. You get a pass because you're my child, but I'm gonna put you on punishment. You just stay in the house. No, He needs to be dealt with. He did something wrong to a daughter of Israel. He needs to be dealt with severely. Read on, please.
And Yehonatan told him and said, I did but taste a little honey with the end of the rod that was in my hand, and lo, I must die.
He did a whole lot more than just that. He also told the people how wrong his father was against his father's command. He was guilty for that too. But I like the part that he just confessed, I must die. He said, I'm the guilty party. I must die. He owned that. He didn't do like a lot of people that want to run and hide and escape the death punishment. He said, I am guilty. I must die. And watch what happens. His father said, oh, yeah, you're going to die. All right. Watch what happened, y'all. Let's read.
Verse 44. And Saul answered, Creator, do so and more so. Sit down. Verse 44. And Saul answered, Creator, do so and more also, for thou shalt surely die.
The people loved Yehonatan. Go ahead.
Verse 45. And the people said unto Saul, Shall Yehonatan die? Who has wrought this great salvation in Israel?
Oh.
Most High forbid. As the Creator liveth, there shall not one hair on his hand fall to the ground.
The people loved Yehonatan. He's a good leader. You know why he's a good leader? Because he won favor of his people. They loved him. That ain't what makes him a good leader. He's a good leader because he had that wisdom. He had that spirit. He could discern things. Just like he said, how are we going to be out to war and we all hungry? How are we going to be? If we all starving, we ain't got no strength, ain't got no might, we can't possibly win. Give the people some food to eat and revive them. Them people were so hungry. As soon as they got that animal, they ate the animal with the blood in it. They were so hungry. They didn't even want to take the time to cook it because Saul was starving them. Read on, please.
Verse 45. For he has wrought with the Creator this day. So the people rescued Yehonatan, that he died not.
The people saved him against the king's wishes. Read on.
Verse 46. Then Saul went up from the following. Then Saul went up from following the Philistines, and the Philistines went to their own place. So Saul took the kingdom over Israel and fought against all his enemies on every side, against Moab, and against the children of Ammon, and against Edom, and against the king of Zobah, and against the Philistines. And whatever he turned himself and defeated them. And he gathered an host and smote the Amalekites and delivered Israel out of the hands of them that spoiled them. Now the sons of Saul were Yehonatan, Ishvi, Malchishua, and the names of his two daughters were these. The name of the firstborn, Merab, and the name of the younger, Michal. And the name of Saul's wife was Ahinoam, the daughter of Ahimaaz. And the name of the captain of his host was Abner, the son of Ner, Saul's uncle.
Now, his captain was his relative, his biological uncle. Read on. His father's brother.
Verse 51. And Kish was the father of Saul. And Ner, the father of Abner, was the son of Abiel.
Both of them's father's name was Abiel. Read on.
And there was a hard fighting against the Philistines all the days of Saul. And when Saul saw any strong man or any valiant man, he took him unto him.
Now, I want y'all to hear that very wisely. This last verse wasn't a mistake. They didn't put that there just to put it there. They put that there for any leader in the future, how he shall build up his people. It says, and there was sore war against the Philistines all the days of Saul. So Saul's whole life as king in Israel was about warfare. The only way that he could be strategic in warfare is to have intelligent, strong men, mighty men on his team. So every time he found a mighty man in the midst of the nation of Israel, he incorporated them into his army. So let's say if they was in school, they had a high school. Let's just say they had a high school. And in that high school, they had a wrestling competition. Whoever run that wrestling competition would be a part of Saul's army. Let's say they had a chess club. Whoever won in that chess club was a strategic thinker. He was in Saul's army. He took the smartest, the wisest, the strongest of all the men and brought them to himself as he ruled and reigned in Israel in that day and time. And that's how Saul's army got so powerful that they would defeat the enemies of Israel. Are there any questions, family? We're going to close this out. Are there any questions, any comments?
More of the story, obey.
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 Because obedience is better than sacrifice.
Yes, King.
Sum it up for us, family. Anybody got any questions or comments?
One more thing. So that this right here will tell you that being that we don't have an altar and a temple in the house of God, and we don't need to do sacrifices. All we do is obey. Obey those laws in that book. Obey El Shaddai's word, and it'll be better than like we're doing sacrificing. So it's no excuse not to serve El Shaddai. It's no excuse not to do his bidding. Oh no, we live in America. We live in we can't do no. He said it right there. To obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken is better than the fat of rams. And El Shaddai loved to smell that fat. But guess what's better than smelling that fat? His creation obeying and listening to him. And we could do that today, 2024.
Yeah,
Baruch Shalom.
we got to let go of those idols first.
I'd like to say it's a reminder to us as we try to rebuild and return to be more hospitable and allow people that are coming in or even people that are there to grow, because there's a lot of talent, and a lot of times talent gets stifled for whatever reason. And it's an opportunity for us to look at, we may have more blessings that we're not allowing to grow and come forth so that we can have the things that we need. But we do need a lot. We need to prepare, as the Prince has said. It's obvious that there's a lot of turmoil coming. We have a lot of different things going on right now, and the nations are planning. They're constantly planning. And we need to plan too, and not take for granted, and not kick our people by the wayside for petty reasons. Try to take the talent that we already have and make it useful.
May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. I like the part where she said, take that talent that we have and make it useful. There are so many of us that are talented, but we're trapped into a place or a community or a congregation where we're not able to express the abilities and the talents that we have. And the Most High has blessed our hands in many instances, but we're not able to use it. We're not able to use it. Abba, you wanted to say something?
Okay, great lesson, Prince, and it was a great presentation. And there's a lot that can really be gleaned from this. Again, preparation, obedience, and it shows even like on the side of leadership, not to get not headstrong is not the word that I'm looking for, but one of the things that I looked at was that because Jonathan did not hear that his father said not to eat, that he had partaken and had eaten, and so and like I said, because had he heard that, he most likely would not have eaten. But I'm also persuaded that when Jonathan looked and he saw the state of the people, and he said that, because when he ate, the thing that really caught me, he said he ate and his eyes lit up, because honey is a natural, is an antioxidant, it's an antiviral, antifungal, and it's also an energy booster. And so when he saw that, and he saw that the people were weary, and that they were going into battle, and you can't fight if you're weak, because that's a setup for defeat. And so again, that's where, when it says like how there's wisdom in the multitude of counsel, that where if he and his father had been in communication, that way he could have said, Father, I hear what you're saying, and I understand your zeal toward this, but if we let the people eat something, they'll have the strength to be able to fight. And so, and again, like I say, having that preparation, trusting in the Most High, knowing that he is going to give the battle into our hands, but also knowing that there are certain provisions that we need to make as well, like say being prepared, continuing to prepare. And even as Gabet Onit said, like I said, it's better, and I love to say it all the time, it's better to be ready than get ready. And so have our rations, have our things, be in preparation now, like I say, being part of a community that's already ready, having a city of refuge, a place where we can fall back to, or better yet, already being in place to go ahead and implement the orders that are already set in place now, so that we can be in a defensible place, a place of sustenance, and in a place of provision. So again, like I said, great lesson. And there's a lot that can be truly gleaned from this. And like I say, don't go to the enemy and have to go to the enemy for your provisions. In fact, like I say, now is the time to prepare. So for those that have spent brass, save your brass. Those that aren't preparing, start preparing now, because it's never too late to prepare. But start now. Don't wait. Like I said, consider the ants. In fact, like I said, the scripture before that, and the first verse before that, Salika said, "Thou sluggard, consider the ant." So that means we need to get up off our seat to do nothing. Those that aren't, if you're preparing, then great, keep on rolling. But for those that are not, it's time to get up and get motivated, and let's make some things happen so that we can stand together as a people. Trust our leadership and know when our leadership, because we already have scripture that shows us when leadership is following the order and the ordinances of our Most High, and when they're not. And so when we're not walking in wisdom, walking in the understanding of even just the simple, the natural things, we know we got to have strength to fight. So we just make sure that we're prepared on those fronts and walk in obedience to the Most High, and victory is assured. I yield.
May the Most High be praised. Total Ravah.
Hallelujah.
May the Most High be praised.
Say, get up, thou sluggard. Facts. Lazy people.
There you go. Any other comments or questions, family? Any other questions or comments?
It's a very inspirational lesson. And just a reminder for us to, like everybody has already said, the preparation is key. And no matter what it is, whether it's for war, whether it's for work, whatever, preparing, the Most High speaks to us to do that, even when it comes to the Shabbat, to prepare. Because if I look at how, on the Shabbat, he gives us so many things we cannot do. But if we're prepared and people come on the Shabbat, then we don't have to think about breaking his law to do what's right, because we're already prepared. We already have it, ready and able to do. I hear some people say sometimes you got to break the Shabbat to keep the Shabbat. But when you prepare, you don't have to do that. And there's no, I don't agree with that, breaking Shabbat to keep the Shabbat. Like that doesn't make sense to me. So preparedness is so important. So Zehu, great lesson, Isha.
May the Most High be praised. Let me make a correction for my Isha. She don't mean that she don't agree with that. She means she don't like it. She don't like it to be done, because she understands that sometimes you have to break the Shabbat to keep the Shabbat. For example, if a baby is being born, you got to deliver that baby. If the circumcision fall on the 8th day, falls on the Shabbat, you got to perform the Shabbat, the circumcision on the Shabbat. So she means that within reason, you know, you don't violate the Shabbat for just like I gotta work because they told me to work, so I gotta break the Shabbat in order for me to keep the Shabbat later. No, that don't exist in our book. But there are times and things that must 1,000% need to be done in order for you to keep the Creator's commandment. And sometimes that thing will go against you keeping the Shabbat, like the things that we mentioned. If somebody's about to die and pass away, and you got to get up and go get them and take them to the hospital and perform mouth to mouth and do that stuff on their chest, that's a form of work. But you got to do it to get them back to life. And you got to take them out and go where you got to go. If you got to pay a toll while you're going there to save their life, then you got to do it. You never know the situation that you may be in or people may be in. But we don't like the fact that sometimes we got to do what we got to do, and even if it violates the Shabbat, it brings us no pleasure to violate the Shabbat. For certain times, you got to do what you got to do, but let it not be intentional. Let it not be because of your own pleasures. But necessity and need outweighs your own pleasures. All right.
Toda Ishi for yes.
Hey, Moray, can I piggyback on what you just said?
Piggyback. We don't do piggyback around here.
Oh, look, they made me forget what I was going to say, man. Dang, I forgot what I was going to say. What you just said, Moray?
I said we don't do piggyback around here.
No, not just now. Not that. You said something else.
It was about breaking the Shabbat to keep the Shabbat.
All right, there it go. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shall thou labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath, the Lord El Shaddai. In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy man.
Well, you just got kicked out. Let's see if we can get you back up in there again. He's removed. He's not there right now. Something happened to him. That commandment must not have been meant to be said right now.
Well, I'd like to thank you, Prince, because me and my Ish, we have to tag team to take care of his mom because of she has some serious medical situations, and we both don't feel great because we know every Shabbat there's certain things that has to be done. So sometimes when I drop off, I give him a break, or he'll come in and say, well, something is going on, you need to look at the service to answer something, and he'll give me a break, and we're back and forth. But there's nothing that we can do right now other than put her in the home, and we don't want to do that. We want her to be where she can hear the Most High and enjoy the Shabbat and enjoy the home, enjoy her safety and peace here. So I really appreciate you bringing that up, because it has been something on our heart, because we do have to take care of her. We do have to make sure that she has her medicines and different things like that. And, it's really a blessing. Pray Todayah that came out about the Shabbat, and how, sometimes you have to break it because it weighs on our hearts. It does. It weighs on our hearts. So, thank Todayah.
Aldebar. Ima, did you get with my wife?
Yes. We will be talking after Shabbat.
All right. Toda. So now, see, the difference in that is, it's not your pleasures that you're seeking after. It's a life or death situation that you have to maintain. That's different. But when you're doing your own pleasures on the Shabbat day, just because you don't want to keep the Shabbat, or it's inconvenience, or it's difficult, or it's hard, you want to go to work for somebody, you don't want to lose your job, that's a different story. That's a straight violation of the Almighty. But if somebody's life is at stake, the Most High says that he wished not that people would die. He actually says he wished not that the wicked would die, but how much more the righteous? You follow me? There are some things that we have to do, and we have to do them. But things that you take as pleasuristic things, that's a different situation. If you searching after your own pleasures and you violating the laws just to keep your own pleasures, you're putting your own life in your own hands. And I wouldn't want to be standing next to you when that lightning fall from the sky.
Me either.
Yeah. I got it's a sad situation. It's a reality. But there's a lot of people who intentionally do what they want to do and then be on the lookout for the creator to drop some lightning from the sky. Be like, yo, I know he gonna get me. I know he gonna get me, but man, this feels good. I gotta go handle this. I gotta go do this. But I know the Most High gonna get me, and the Most High gets you. And then after the Most High gets you, you be like, damn, I wish I wouldn't have did that. But you could have did that while you was listening, if you would have been listening to the people you got in your circle that was telling you to stop doing it, but you didn't want to stop doing it because you don't want nobody telling you what to do. Now you got to reap the punishment of your pleasures. The things that you desire to do, you got to reap the punishment of those things because you knew you was going against the Most High's law. I mean, may the Most High have mercy on you. I pray that the Most High protects you through all of this, because this happens real with a lot of people. And I pray that the Most High protects you and be merciful to you. But you got to understand that he placed these laws here for a reason. And we have to obey the Most High's commands at all costs, do the very best we can possibly do.
Yeah, I'd rather be in fear than take for granted.
There you go. Any other questions or comments, family? Nobody else? Sister Ornette, you don't want to talk a little bit? Because you always talk after we close out. Then you guys a whole lot to say. You be dropping some jewels. After it's over, it'd be over. You could have helped somebody with that information you be sharing. What do you think, Sister Ornette?
I mean, I really don't have anything else to say after what's already been said. I just find it kind of funny, though, that people will go outside and under the moonlight and make sacrifices and build altars and put candles on herbs and all these things, and something as simple as following the laws and instructions, like all these things that we were doing at one point that was grand things, that were harder things to do, seemingly harder things to do. If we could just put our energy and focus into obeying his laws, it could just change our life as a people. And so this scripture today just made me think about all those things. So I'm ready. That's all I can say. I'm ready.
Okay. May the Most High be praised. Total Rabbah. But like I said, you be dropping some jewels, man. You be dropping some wisdom like you just did. How people be willing to do all these things that's a whole lot more difficult than just obeying the voice of the Creator. Real simple. Real simple. All right, family, we're going to close it out now. We gave everybody opportunity to type with messages that you wanted to type in. And I noticed that every time we close up, it'd be like 5 or 6 messages getting typed in the room, but the room is offline. So let's get it out now. Let's get it out, family. Say what you want to say now so we can have it on record. Toda Rabbah. May the Most High be praised, Sister Sukari. Any other questions or comments, family, before we close it out for sure? All right. So Shabbat Shalom to you all. Thank you all for being with us. I guess I got to close us out with prayer. Just give me a second.
Close out with prayer. That's up to you.
I don't have the shofar here. So we got to do it without the shofar. Shofar is in the temple. Abi, We'abatenu, Salak lanu ketot, anaknu osim lifnei ata, Abi. Salak lanu. Salak lanu kol Yisrael. Na, Abi. Poteach lavin kol Yisrael. Open up our minds, Father. Open up the minds of all of Israel. We come before thee at this time. I'll be asking for permission to approach unto your throne. O great and mighty Master, ruler over all things, the giver of life and sustainer of there, we humble ourselves before you, Father. We lay down before your throne, admitting and confessing our sins and our iniquities, and confessing, Abba, that we don't know the way. We ask that you would show us the way, that you would open up our minds and speak unto us in our spirits, in our inward parts, and direct our steps. For our only desire is to be right before you, to humble ourselves before your throne in the most positive and powerful way, to serve the needs of your people that you have blessed us with. Please, Almighty One, help us and heal us. Restore us to greatness once again, Father, in this lifetime, that our eyes may behold the progress of our people as we pull closer to you in unity as one mind. Save us, O Most High, for you are our only Savior, and we trust in you to bring our healing unto us, on our inward parts to our outer parts. Heal us, O Most High, and make us whole. Forgive us of our iniquities and our trespasses against thee, for they have been great and mighty, and they have endured for a long time. But yet you have had mercy on us by bringing us back into your fold. Therefore, you have placed in us the spirit of understanding and discernment to recognize our sin that lies deep down within us. Please remove it from us. Please cleanse us and give us a new mind to serve you, to worship you, to honor you, to praise you, and to do whatever it is that you have done for us in this life, how you have made us to live this life and be fulfilled. Help us to do those things, Father. Help us to live out that purpose, and may you be pleased with our efforts. Unto thee, O great King, we pray now and forevermore. Toda Abi, Abi, Toda Rabah. Thank you, Father, for hearing our prayers. All right, family. May the Most High be with you all. Ima, is there any announcements?
No.
No?
Shabbat, so what I would have to announce is not.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
It's still the Shabbat, and what I would have to announce is not for the Shabbat.
Oh, it is? Oh, wow. It's dark here, but okay. No problem. May the Most High be praised. Remember, family, we do have a school for anybody who knows anybody who needs schooling. We do have a school where you can send your children online or in-house, and they can attend the school where they can learn the ways of the Hebrew people. We have that in place. We have a lot of other things in place as well.
Turn it up.
Where we reside in our own community. Oh, you got the shofar? All right, let's go with it. Let's go with it. Hold up, y'all. Let's shut it down for a minute.
We trying. We trying.
He sound like him over there. Yeah.
Well, we still practicing. But praise the Most High.
May the Most High be praised. That's right. Hey, tell me, sound like me.
Okay.
That's how I be doing it. Stop it. She trying to stop me.
Okay.
Hey,
Shabbat
look,
shalom.
Shabbat shalom. But look, nobody's perfect. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna be perfect all the time, so it's cool.
Toda ya.
It's about the effort and the energy he's putting behind it, trying to praise the Most High. That's what it's about.
Toda ya.
Just sharing our love. Yes.
That's right.
Praise y'all.
And we appreciate it. We appreciate it. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
That's right. All right. So we're going to close it out now, family, unless someone else have something that they need to say. All right. May the Most High be with you all. Creator willing, we see you all again next Shabbat. And if you're one of the people, one of our people who are practicing or keeping the holy days this week and this month, may the Most High be with you. Shalom, shalom. Lalato.
Shalom, Malato.
Shalom,
Shalom,
lala,
shalom.
everyone. The
Lala
Most High bless you for a good week.